Okay, hello everyone. I think we're live. So yeah, this is the 7-year anniversary of the Nintendo Switch. Can you believe it? Um, so what I'm going to do to celebrate this is between me and Sophie, we have over 600 games, about 680 in fact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show off my whole Nintendo Switch collection, physical and digital, and I'm basically going to give a sort of mini review, like one sentence review. Hello, Flower. To be here, so I've got quite a lot to get through. I'm gonna have to go through them quickly. I'm not gonna be able to read the chat so much, so because I need, otherwise this is gonna go on for hours anyway. So let's just go through them here. This is just my opinion on each game. Some of them I've had to look them up, look at my own reviews to remember what these games are. And if I have the physical, I will show off the physical. So yeah, let's get on with it. So the first game on here is hashtag Race Die Run. So it's first alphabetically. These are alphabetical, by the way. And when I get to the end of my Switch here, which has the majority of the games on, I will go on to Sophie's collection, which she is away for a few days and I've taken her Switch with her. But I have written down every game that she has and what her opinion on those games are, so I can read that out at the end. So start with hashtag Hello Ken, hashtag Race Die Run. This is a very good game, I think. It's sort of like F-Zero-esque, but it's sort of mini challenges. I think it works really well. You sort of have 10 seconds to get to the end or to dodge certain things. Just keep on trying, it works really well. 0 Degrees, this, I think I remember reviewing this one. The review is up on the channel. It's just kind of like a platformer, sort of a basic. It kind of looks like Celeste from the thumbnail, but it's kind of more basic than that. You can beat it in an hour or two, but decent time. 20XX is a brilliant roguelike. It's kind of like Mega Man roguelite, I should say, because you can upgrade and keep them. It randomly generates your Mega Man levels. It's very addictive. I think this is one of the better roguelites on the Switch. I've not tried the next one in this series, but this is a really, really good game. 51 Worldwide Games. Now, they're also known as Clubhouse Games elsewhere. So this obviously has 51 games on it, 52 if you count the piano. And me and Sophie play this a lot. We absolutely love it. It's one I got digital because I thought it's one you're going to dip in and out of. We have a full review up on the channel where we go through all the games on there. But favourites are Chess, Spider Solitaire is hopelessly addictive, and Yahtzee is on there, which is something I play online quite a bit as well with my brother. Seventh Zek Sector, it kind of looks like a Z in this logo there. Hello Ghosty. This is basically, I reviewed this on the channel. I did not like this game. It's a puzzle platformer sort of game, or not really a platformer, where you're rolling a ball at first and you're sort of controlling robot stuff. And it's just way too vague, I found. Like, it just wasn't enjoyable to work out the puzzles in this one, so it wasn't really for me. So Hat in Time, that is the first of the physicals. Let's hold that up. Hat in Time, physical. This is a really good 3D platformer, kind of like Mario 64 Sunshine, where you go back into the levels and you have these hat power-ups. This one plays really well. It's kind of glitchy in places, but you kind of expect that from that sort of game. But it's kind of one reason why I resent that a little bit, and I'll get into why later. So A Juggler's Tale is a puzzle platformer where you have the strings above you, and I reviewed this and I live streamed the whole thing, but I think I took that stream down because I had the wrong microphone on. Let me know if you can hear me alright through the microphone, by the way. But this, it's a short one. You can beat it in a few hours, but I did really enjoy this one. I thought it was a really good concept, worked really well. A Short Hike, I streamed this one. This is another game you can beat it in an hour, but it's such an enjoyable game. It's just you're exploring to climb the mountain, aren't you? And the characters are really charming, very good aesthetic, and yeah, it's a really good game, this one. I highly recommend it. So Abyss Memory, this is one you may have noticed it's a demo. Now for this one, Glenn from Switch Up one week said to me, you know, on every Saturday he puts up a video of games coming out next week. But he didn't have the time to do it one week. So he asked if I could write the script for him. So I had to look up what games are coming out next week and write up a little bit. This is one I downloaded the demo just so I could write about it. So I thought I could say, yeah, this is what this game is. And it's one where you basically, the girl's walking along and you've got to draw the path for it. It's kind of like the Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. But I've only played the demo, but it was very enjoyable. I didn't actually get the whole game, so not that enjoyable, I guess, but... There's that. So Aerial Knights Never Yield, I've reviewed this on the channel. It's an auto runner, kind of like Bit Trip Runner, but it has sort of like a really nice aesthetic to it, and it's kind of like to do with parkour as sort of the style of it. Works really well, really good game. Agalos is one I bought because it kind of reminded me of the old months Wonder Boy, The Dragon's Trap, that sort of game. It's not that sort of game. It's sort of like a action platformer 2D, but it works really well. It's kind of a short game again. I beat it quite quickly, but it's but I'm glad the audio's good. Yeah, hello Fat Man and Pop. So yeah, but the Agalos is a really fun game if you like that sort of action platformer. Okay, Akane, or Akane, I don't know how you pronounce that. This was one of the, I think this is a Cubic game, and you'll see a few Cubic games here because they did that thing where you get them for free 10 days in a row. This one, you're sort of, it's a survival thing, like you're in a arena and then things come at you from the sides and you've got to take them out around you, and yeah, it's a really decent one, this. If you can find it cheap, it's worth a look, I'd say. Oh, you like Agalos? Oh, good, I'm glad for that. Akuto Showdown, I had no memory of this. I actually played it a bit earlier to remind myself. It's a isometric view, and you have a 3D arena, and it's 4 of you, and you've just got to kill each other, basically, with swords and guns. And it's kind of hard to see where you are, even though you're like red, yellow, green, blue, distinctive colours, but you'll respawn somewhere, but it's not always obvious where you are when you've respawned it. Akane, okay, that's what that's pronounced. All-Star Fruit Racing, this is budget Mario Kart as you'd expect. I bought it because it was on sale for 77p. I remember that distinctly because it's a game I'd never look twice at usually, and after playing it I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't really look twice at it, but for 77p it was pretty decent. So yeah, I think Akuto Showdown was one of the Cubic games as well, the free ones they did that year. But for 77p this was okay, but for full price I'd say it's a travesty. Alpaca Bull All Stars, the demo. Me and Sophie did a live stream demo talk where we played 3 demos live. This was one of them. It's a game that was fun to play on the demo, but I would not buy because you sort of see everything the game is from that demo. It's just alpacas, windy necks, so they can just whack the ball with their heads. So yeah, that's just what it was. Amazing Princess Sarah. I'm guessing we've streamed this, or I really don't remember this game at all, so I can't really say much about it. I believe it was an action-y platformer, but I can't remember it. American Fugitive. This one I've not played. It was recommended to me by Glenn from SwitchUp, who showed me the game. It's sort of like top-down GTA style, and you go into houses and it sort of shows the different rooms or something like that. I've not played it properly yet, but it looked really good from what Glenn showed me of it. And it went really cheap, so I will play it eventually. Among Pipes. This is a pipe puzzle game, but it's one that I remember I played like 180 levels on it, but the last 80 that I played on it were pretty much all the same. They got progressively harder, but then they got really easy, where you could just suddenly solve everything with 3 switches, and it just got really boring, so I don't recommend that one. Among Us. Now, Among Us, I love this game and I hate it at the same time. I won't explain. I want to do a video on this at some point, but I love it for the concept, for what the game is, and like, you know, you've got to do all the tasks, find the imposter. You know what Among Us is. It was a big phenomenon. I love it, but we usually play with randoms, me and Sophie. We have our own switches, but we don't show each other our screens, so we don't know if the other's the imposter. But I hate it because when you get, not just because you get offensive people on there, usually children, aren't they, doing all that, But all it takes is for someone to just say, red did it. Or they'll just say red, and then suddenly everyone votes for the red one without any evidence or context. So it's not really a case of whoever can give the most evidence. Sometimes it's just whoever can type an accusation first gets that person eliminated. But yeah, I do love the game when it's played properly, but it does get frustrating. Angry Video Game Nerd 1 and 2 Deluxe. This is 2 games based on the AVGN. Speaking of AVGN, the Plumbers Don't Wear Ties game's out this week, isn't it? That he famously reviewed. Again, this is sort of Mega Man style platformers. A lot of references to his show. Really, really fun. If you're a fan of the show, you will love this. If you like difficult games, but if you haven't watched the show, a lot of the references will be lost on you. And there's other Mega Man style games that you'd like more. But yeah, I really, really do like this one. Ape Out is a roguelike. Top-down perspective, really nice art style, really, really like this game. Very addictive, as roguelikes tend to be. You just got to bust out of a cage and you're going around an office just grabbing people, throwing them into walls, blood splatter, guns shooting at you and all that. It's a really, really fun game, Ape Out. I highly recommend that one. Arcade Archives versus Super Mario Bros. This is the only Arcade Archives game I've bought. So I remember seeing this in an arcade several years ago, and I said to Sophie, you know what, I can beat Super Mario Bros. Easily. Watch me beat this in one go. And I didn't realise this game is actually different to a normal Super Mario Bros. I've still never beaten this. I haven't put that much time into it, to be fair. But one day I will beat this one. But it's Super Mario Bros. Levels are a bit different. That's it. Arcade Space Shooter. I don't remember this one. I think I've reviewed it, but it's basically a couple of arcadey shooty games. What you see is what you get. Arietta of Spirits, the demo. I've looked this one up. I don't think I've played it though, so I can't really comment on it. Arcane the Dog Adventurer. Now this is sort of like a sideways Arkanoid, hence the name, Arcane. You're basically just destroying things on the right hand side by knocking the ball from the left. It's alright, it's fine. Next physical game then, we got ARMS. I've properly reviewed this game on the channel. It's Nintendo trying to do a unique take on fighting games. It's fun for what it is. It's not got that much of a lifespan though. They did some updates afterwards, but fighting games in general, except for Smash Brothers, I don't tend to play very much. But I'm wondering, it's Nintendo doing a new franchise, doing something different. It's fun for what it is. Art of Rally is sort of top-down racing game where you've got a lot of drifting you got to do, and I did a live stream review of this one. I remember it's the first time we tried that, like reviewing the game on a live stream where people can ask us questions. And again, it's all right. It's all right. It's fine, but you're not missing much if you haven't got it. Astalon Tears of the Earth. I really don't remember this one. I think it's a Twitch platformer. I think I've live streamed it 'cause it's a demo. Different coloured people are familiar. I did look up all these games earlier and I've still forgotten this one. But so Asteroids Recharged. It's an Asteroids game basically with new stuff added in. Yeah, arcadey fun, not bad. Okay, Astral Chain's a game I don't own anymore, but I have owned it. It's obviously Platinum Games doing something different. You got your cyberpunk style police force out there, and you have the spirits that you're chained to, and you got to do combos. I really enjoyed it when I played up to a point, but the problem with this game was when you stop playing it for a little while, it's hard to remember what the control, because it's such an in-depth game. You've really got to not take a break from it. I'm glad Astalon's a great game. Okay, I will maybe check that out again. I'll play the demo again, see what I think. But yeah, Astral Chain, once you go away from it, it's easy to forget the controls and what's been going on, and it's really hard to pick up again. But like I said, I'm probably not going to get back into it, so I actually sold it. So Astro Bears Party, very simple games. You don't need both, just one. You're like running around a sphere with a line behind you. You've got to take out the enemy, your opponents with the line. Very basic party game, very cheap, very fun to play. Astro Bears is a fun time. Atari 50. That is a physical look. That is a physical. Um, See, I don't play Atari games much. I got that just for the history aspect of it. It preserves the Atari games really well. Has a lot of bonus features. It's what you want in a collection. As far as collection goes, even though the games aren't necessarily for me, but for nostalgic people that grew up with Atari and all that, it's a fantastic collection. I highly recommend that. Action Verge, Metroidvania, where you're using your like power ups are sort of glitches, like you glitch through walls and stuff as one of your power ups and stuff. I did play that one to completion. Very, very good Metroidvania. I highly recommend that one. Ghosty might remember this one, Aztec Forgotten Gods. This looked very interesting with its art style. It was on an Indie World once, I think. But I played it on a live stream and I did not like it. It was very go here, talk to this person, go there, talk to that person. Like, and again, I didn't play the whole game. I just played the beginning of it, but it really did not grip me, so I didn't enjoy it. No. Baba Is You. I do not like this game. I think it's fantastic for what it is, but it's very, very agitates me. This does not agitate me at all. You don't remember the stream. You were like the only one watching me play that game on the stream. It's still up there on the channel. See if you can look back and remember it. But yeah, Baba Is You. I love it in concept. I was very much enjoying it at the beginning, but I get very agitated with this because nothing seems to work on some levels. But there is obviously a very specific solution, but I don't want to look up solutions because what's the point in playing a puzzle game like this if you're going to do that? So Bull Lab, I've reviewed this one. I actually beat this one a few months ago. It's basically it's a Twitch platformer guiding a bull through, like you can see the whole screen. You get to the end, then the level changes behind you and you have to go back and there's like however many levels of doing that. Yeah, you're not smart enough for Baba, not me either. So Bull Lab. But the thing that annoys me is the game is very frustrating because you've got to be very precise with the jumps, and it can, especially when there's moving platforms. So one problem is I pointed out is sometimes you'll start a level and the platform moving one you need to jump on is moving away as the level starts, and there's not enough time to get to its jumping it. So you have to wait a very, very long time for it to go to its destination and then come back slowly. And the other thing is, you can't beat the game. When you get to the final level, you get to the end, there's no the end or anything. You just get to the end and nothing happens. So you can't beat it. Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3. I've not played a whole lot of that. Gameplay-wise, I'm enjoying it. I've just done that. Gameplay-wise, I'm very much enjoying it. You like Bull Lab, do you? But the story-wise, I'm not into the story. It keeps on using the word multiverse, which is overdone lately, isn't it? But it's not really story-wise, not for me. But gameplay-wise, it's that same Bayonetta gameplay. It still plays well. So Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon. This is just the demo. I thought it looked interesting. Some people, I don't think this has sold very well, but it's sort of like, top-down Zelda style look to it and different art style, obviously. I downloaded the demo. The demo actually put me off buying the game, and it's not a problem that the gaming as a whole is going to have, but the fact that it was just overly tutorialized, as a lot of games tend to be, and I was sort of in two minds about getting this game. I thought the demo would be me seeing if I'm going to buy the game, and I was just so much text and so much over explaining things. I was like, I haven't got time for this. So Beach Buggy Racing 2, it's a Mario Kart style game, and you're saying it's getting new DLC soon. Me and Sophie did enjoy this one. Fatman and Pop recommended this, and it's actually a pretty good time. It has sort of unique items, and the courses are a lot of fun. Yeah, I think we streamed this one, but yeah, this is a fun one. So Beanie is, I believe, from the same people that did Kiwi and MacBat, which we'll get to later. It's a vertical platform, a very cheap, very simple, but for the price you're paying, it's a really good time, this one. So between Time Escape Room, there's a couple more of these games from the same people, escape rooms called different things, and I've got the same opinion on all of them. Gameplay wise, what the hell is Beanie? It's a B, and it's sort of N64 PS1 style aesthetic, which is why it's got that look to it. So what I say about these escape room games, I'll mention them when we get to them. Same opinion. The controls are kind of awkward, like the looking around is kind of slow, and it's kind of a bit visually, like the performance is a bit choppy. But the puzzles are so good. It's such a clever game. It's not too cryptic. Like, all the clues you need are around the room as you want an escape room. And, it's really good at puzzles if you can put up with the controls, and it is worth it. So, Big Brain Academy. This was Sophie who wanted to get this, but it's on my Switch as well. So, with that one, I love it. But I'm disappointed with it because there's an online thing you can do where you do the puzzles online and your ranking goes up. And I was like, oh, I'm in the top 5,000 in the world. Oh, I'm in the top 1,000 in the world. I'm in the top... I was thinking, I'm going to keep going to keep doing better until I'm the number one in the world. And... then I discovered that it resets every month, and I thought, well, what's the point if it's just going to reset every month? I want to be number one in the world forever, damn it. Bitmaster, we did a first impressions review on it. I really don't... I remember the look of it. I think it was a top-down shooter, twin-stick shooter sort of thing, but I really don't remember much about it, so, yeah. Blaster Master Zero is like a remake of Blaster Master. This fixes the problems you can have with Blaster Master. Like, I mean, it's a lot more intuitive. There's a map. It's a lot easier to find your way around. So, yeah, this is a really good version. I didn't get the sequels, as you can see. Bleed's Complete Bundle. These are like shoot 'em ups, like running gun sort of things. I've only played the first one on these, but not much. But they're fun. They're fun. They often go on sale, so it's not a bad buy there. So, Curse of the Moon and Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which, that's Ritual of the Night is physical. I got this one because it went really cheap, and I know the Switch version got panned at launch because of performance and stuff, but then it got patched, so it's better now. I still didn't enjoy this one. I like Metroidvanias, but I can't remember what it was, but there's something about this that I just did not take to. But Curse of the Moon, which is like the original Castlevania, I did enjoy that a lot more. So then Blossom Tales, The Sleeping King. This is a Link to the Past style top-down adventure game. Really, really good. This is a really, really... If you're going to get a Zelda clone on the Switch, just one, then this is the one. This is really, really good. And there's a sequel out, which I've not got yet. But... yeah, I really, really like that one. It has a really nice way the granddad is telling the kids the story of this, and that I can't remember her name, the main character, but that's like one of the grandkids. And one thing is, when you die, it goes back to the checkpoint, and the granddad says, "Oh wait, that's not how it happened. Let me tell you how it actually happened." So they sort of explain how she's come back to life, whatever. Blue Fire is a 3D platformer. I think it's a Souls-like. People compare it. It's like kind of like Hollow Knight, or in its difficulty, I suppose. Probably not Souls-like is the right word, but it's just a difficult 3D platformer. I enjoyed my time with it. I haven't played it all the way through yet, but I've enjoyed what I've played of it, so not bad. Bomber Crew. This was a present from Glenn on my birthday one year. So this is a strategy game. It's very, very hard, but very fun when you know what you're doing. You're controlling people on a plane. I don't know if you can see any screenshots on the back there, or how well they show up. And you've got to sort of, everyone's got their own job, and you've got to like make sure they're all doing their job, and you've got to do everything in a time limit, and it's really difficult, really hard to explain, but it's fun, that one. It's quite a bit to get into. So Bonito Days, if I'm thinking this is the right one, this is essentially Monkey Target, as the mini game from Super Monkey Ball, but it's its own thing. It's pretty fun, this one. It's cheap. If you can buy it cheap and you want to play some sort of monkey target style, get through the level things, then it's fine. You can hit each other, bump into each other. It's multiplayer. Boomerang X, this is a game I reviewed for Switch Up, and this is bloody good, this one. It's first person, you've got a boomerang, you've got to throw it, you can jump to it. There's so many different moves you use, and you've got to take out all the enemies. It's like an arena, fills up with enemies. You've got to take them all out. There's all kinds of different enemies that need to be taken out in different ways, and it's such an adrenaline rush, this game. It's fantastic. Box Boy plus Box Girl, exclamation mark. This is a 2D puzzle platformer designed for co-op in mind, and you basically create blocks to create stairways and things like that, and you just sort of co-op together and get through the levels, and it's a really clever one. It's not the most in-depth. It's easy to pick up and play. It works really well. Brawl Chess. Sophie famously said this on our review of this game. It's just chess. Basically. So it's kind of... I'm going to take a sip of water, actually, because my throat's going a bit. Right. So, with Brawl Chess, it's kind of like just chess. It's obviously got the different characters. I think some of the characters are purchases, if I remember rightly. But we just went with what's in the game, basically. It was a review code anyway. But chess is fun. If you want a chess game, you can do a lot worse than this. But there's nothing more to it than it's just chess. Brawlhalla is a free-to-play Smash Brothers style game, but it's like all the characters are kind of the same. It's fun for a free game, I suppose, but it's not much depth to it. Brawlout is a decent Smash Brothers clone. Obviously, there's a few indie characters in there and some unique characters as well. It hit the button again. It plays well, and yeah, it's just not much depth to it, but it's a cheaper version of Smash, basically, but not a bad one. Not a bad one. Bug Fables, the Everlasting Sapling. Now, this is... If you want a Paper Mario game, I'm just going to make my own Paper Mario game. That's basically what this game is, and it's a very, very good one. I wrote the review for Switch Up. You play as Bugs. The moves in it and the things, it's very similar to Paper Mario. But it does its own thing as well. It's a really nice world, sort of giant things because you're Bugs. The RPG mechanics are just like Paper Mario. It's basically a new Paper Mario game, more so than the new Paper Mario games. So yeah, very, very good. Highly recommend that. Scratch my eye. Build a Bridge next. I didn't really get into this one because I know they did a Portal version. I thought, oh, that looks interesting. So if this one went cheap, so I thought I'll try this one out, and I don't know what it was. It just really wasn't for me. I think it's like you have to... hello, Sunset Archon, how are you? Yeah, so I know this is popular, but it just wasn't really for me. It was like a physics game, yeah. So, Bold Boy, this is a Sophie favourite, this is. It's a very weird, almost horror-style setting, and you've just got to walk around. It's kind of like point-and-click-ish gameplay. It's very strange, but it's enjoyable. That's what I'd say. We have a review of this game on the channel. I think we do anyway. I think Sophie did the review for it. But look that up for more details. Sophie knows it better than I do. But from what I've played, it's decent. Now, Bulletstorm, Duke of Switch Edition. I've not played as Duke Nukem in this yet. I've been playing as the default character. This game is fantastic. First-person shooter. But it encourages you to be creative and you get points for getting a headshot, for knocking someone into a wall or whatever, different kinds of kills you can do. You sort of have this electric whip thing and stuff and yeah, it's just so much. It's all about getting different kinds of kills that get you more points, and you have like the sniper where you can control the bullet in slow motion and stuff. It's just got a good sense of humour to it. I imagine the Duke Nukem mode in it will add more humour. So yeah, that's that. Burnout Paradise Remastered. This, I do like this game. I haven't played it a whole lot. I streamed it. I'm surprised I didn't get a copyright claim for that stream because there was licensed music in that game. you're basically driving around an open world and you've got to find races to do and things like that. It controls really well. It's fun to drive around and smash into things. Yeah, it's a fun. I don't know if it's a faithful to the older Burnout games because I've not played those, but for what this is, I think it's a decent time. Bury Me My Love. I've never played this, but Sophie has. She tells me it's a visual novel thing where you're going through texts you find on the phone, and apparently it's very, very sad. So, yeah, that's that. Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer. I've not played this much. I'm not very good at this game. I know it's a very good game from what I've played of it, and it was the Zelda skin that made me want to get it. But I'm no good at this. I have no good sense of rhythm. It's not for me, this one. Cake Bash. This is a party game. The mini games are really fun. Visually, this is fantastic. It just makes you very hungry for cake. You have some cake style mini games to do, and it's just really, really fun. Yeah, I do recommend that, especially if it goes on sale. I think it's quite expensive normally, but at a sale price, this is definitely worth getting. Cake Invaders, another cake game, eh? This is basically Space Invaders with cake aesthetic, I think I remember. I don't remember it very well, but I remember that. Okay, Car Quest. I bought this game like 4 or 5 years ago. No, over 5 years ago now. And I played through it, and I actually remember this game very well. You're in like this very abstract PS1 style world, and you've got to drive the car around to different places. And it kind of made me of Crash Bandicoot. I think there was a giant talking head. But yeah, just driving a car around from here to there and like trying to find things and stuff. I actually quite enjoyed my time with it. I can't remember the specifics, but I remember that. Castle on the Coast, I've reviewed this game, I believe. It's an N64 style platformer where you're going around a castle. It controls really well. I enjoyed my time with it. I don't think it was a collectathon though. I prefer collectathons. Castlevania Advanced Collection. I've only played the first game on there. I got really far, then I got stuck, which is annoying in Metroidvanias, isn't it? You just got to level up. I like the fact that in the menu it tells you how your XP and your how much more you need. And then you can find a room with enemies that give you much XP, and you can then just keep killing them. So this Castlevania Anniversary Collection has scratched 2 itches for me. It's a very good collection again. It's made me beat Super Castlevania 4 and beat the original Castlevania on here. I did them both on stream. You can check them out. Yeah, I loved getting that collection. Cat Quest, that is Sophie's game. Basically, some of the Sophie games on here are before she had her own Switch, but she enjoys this one. She finds it very fun, so it's a good game. I've not played it myself. Tongue twister. Cat Lateral Damage Re-Meowsted. That is a first-person game. You play as a cat, and you got to just basically make mess in the house. Basically, this controls really well. It's really fun. It's a cute little, I suppose, Mimi style game, and yeah, I really enjoyed my time with this one. There's a review up on the channel. Catty and Batty, the Spirit Guide. Now, I think I streamed this one. I don't remember much about it. I remember the style of it, like top down. You have the cat and the bat. I think you put in boxes down, but I don't remember much about it. Okay, next one is Cave Story Plus. So I bought this off Amazon. When I opened up the box, no game cartridge, which was very, very annoying. So I messaged them. They gave me a refund and said I could keep the box. Then a week later, it went digital. The digital went like half price or something, so I bought it there. That's that. Cell Damage HD. This is, I'm guessing. Fatman Pop saying he had it on Xbox. I know it was on the GameCube as well, I think. I don't know if this is just an HD port of it, but it's one where you're just driving around, you've got crazy weapons. It's very multiplayer focused, I think. But yeah, it's fun. It's a fun time. It's one we play in short bursts, though. We haven't got sort of put hours into it. But, it's fun, crazy, manic, damage each other. Celeste, what can you say about Celeste? It's an amazing game. I really enjoy the how it controls. It's like a Twitch platformer. You climb in the mountains, you can jump and then do that boost, and then get these items in midair to give you another boost in midair. I mean, this game is phenomenal, honestly. I think that you already know that. Child of Light is an RPG, I believe, which I had on the Wii U, and then I bought it again on here. Both consoles I barely touched. I don't have time for RPGs, even though I always want to play them. Chronos Before the Ashes. It's another physical. This, I don't know how many people know about this one, but this is really, really good. You basically, every time you die, your character ages a year. So, like, you might get slower but stronger as you sort of become an adult and stuff. And, yeah, really, really interesting. Kind of Zelda-like, I'd say. But probably not Zelda in the... It's kind of, I think it was level-based, like stage-based. But you got to make your way through them. And, yeah, but it's a very interesting mechanic of aging every time you die. City of Brass is a roguelite, or like an Arabian setting. It's actually really fun, this one. It's not my favourite of the roguelites, but it's a decent one. Clive and Wrench. I helped Glenn from Switch Up write his review on this one, because I was over at his house and we played it to get through it together, and it's one I was very much looking forward to. You know me with 3D collectathons, and it's very strange one to talk about, because the world design and like the tasks you have to do is all really, really good, but there's something about like the animations and the controls. The controls are fine, but it just kind of feels very budget. Like it doesn't really have the charm of something like Banjo-Kazooie. And in gameplay, it's very much Banjo-Kazooie, but it's really lacking that special something to make it extraordinary. But it's still fun to play. It's still fun to play. Coffee Crisis. I actually looked this one up earlier. I don't think I've played this. I think this is one of the free ones with Cubic. It looks like a beat-em-up, a side-scrolling beat-em-up, but I don't think I've played that one. Combat Core, you're saying it's similar to Power Stone. I looked this one up as well. I have not played this. I have not played it. Because I looked it up and I thought, I think I'd have remembered playing that. So Contra Collection, again, it's the old Contra games. You can't go wrong with them. Yeah, really fun to do that. Put in that code if you want. This is the demo for the new Contra game. I played that for a bit. It's just like the classic Contras. It plays really well. So what's not like the classic Contras is this one. This was a present from Glenn as well a few years ago for my birthday. And it's like when you have you can see here, a huge backlog. You don't get around to playing it. I actually played this for the first time today. You can see it's in the Switch now. And a lot of people slated this game, and I can only give first impressions. From what I've played, I've only played the first stage or so of it. I don't think it's bad. From what I've played, it might get bad later, I don't know. I've only played it single player as well. I think there's a co-op to it. Maybe it struggles in co-op, but it's not Contra. It's not classic Contra. It's a top-down twin stick. But for what it is, for what I played earlier, it played all right. I didn't have a problem with it. Okay, next is Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. It really was. And we got the Insane Trilogy there, which that's a physical. So I'm annoyed at Crash Bandicoot 4. It's a fantastic game. The Crash Bandicoot games, they're like corridor 3D platformers. A lot of collectibles to get in the levels. Very replayable. I love them all. So why I'm annoyed about Crash Bandicoot 4, even though I love the game itself, is it came out on the PS4, Xbox One first, and I was like, we're going to wait for the Switch version because there's going to be a Switch version. When the Switch version got announced, by that point the PS4 version was cheaper. Could have still got that. But no, I wanted it on Switch. I wanted it on all the Crash games unified here. But the problem is that it was like £45 and we wanted to stream it that day it came out. So I bit the bullet. I thought I bought it because there was no. They said there's no physical coming. A few months later, physical came out, and I'm so annoyed at that. Tell us the physical's coming eventually. I would have waited, but oh well. Crash Team Racing. Now I love this game because it's a it's one the original PS1 I had on the PS3, and a friend of mine who owns the PS1 version back in the day basically played with me and Sophie through the single player, and we took it in turns for each go. And this is a very faithful recreation of that game with obviously updated visuals, and it added all the Crash Nitro stages in. Then it added more DLC to it, where in the Grand Prix, which I thought was a really cool way of doing it, where you can play through at certain times to unlock new characters and skins and whatnot. Unfortunately, I think they added microtransactions as well in that point, but I didn't mind it so much because I think what was in the base game was enough. Like, there was a lot of content in there before they added all that, so it felt like a complete game before they did that. So yeah, I really like this one. It's a shame what they added microtransactions eventually, but at launch this was fantastic, and there's stuff you can get for free as well added on. I thought it was a really good remake. Crazy Zen Mini Golf. It's Mini Golf from what I remember. Crystal's demo. That's just a demo for Crystal's. This was really cool where you're going between past and future. You see the triangle in the thumbnail, like the present's in the triangle, but then the left hand side is the past and the right hand side is the future, and you can sort of affect things in the past to change it in the present or whatever. And yeah, really good, but I knew I wasn't going to put the time into it, so I didn't buy the game. Cruise and Blast. Me and Sophie love this game, trying to unlock everything. Me and Sophie have been playing this again lately, Fat Man and Pop, to try and unlock everything, get all the golds and get all the keys and stuff. It's just a manic, crazy game, honestly. So Crunchyroll, I think Sophie said something about Crunchyroll on hers. Playback not good is Sophie's review of Crunchyroll. I've never actually tried it on. I downloaded it because I thought, what the hell, why not? But yeah, on the PS4 we had Crunchyroll, and we watched some anime on there, obviously, and yeah, really good. But apparently the Switch version's playback isn't very good. But I've not tried it. Cuphead. Got a secret to tell you about Cuphead. I've beaten it. Yeah, so yeah, Cuphead's fantastic game, absolutely phenomenal. Boss basically fighting, but I don't like the run and gun levels as much as the bosses, but it's so addicting, and because it has that progress bar that comes up after you die to show how far you got, it's just that little thing that gets you to play more. Curse of the Sea Rats. I reviewed this game. I got very far into it, like 90 something % through the game, and I couldn't progress. I emailed the developers. They said to me, it's a glitch in the game, but it will be patched day one. But I had to put my review out anyway, so I had to say in the thing, there's a glitch that's getting patched. And when the day one patch came, I made it. My save data was corrupt, and I spent a long time on this game, and I was very annoyed at that. So yeah, very, very annoyed about that. So I can't beat the game. I don't care about beating it now, but it was fun for what it was. But I was just very bitter on it because of that incident. Cyber Shadow is from Yacht Club Games, I believe. Yeah, it was. But this was like a sort of Ninja Gaiden style game. Very difficult, but very fun. I really enjoyed this. I have a full review on the channel actually for this one. Cyber Trash Statics. Now I can tell you I've got this game, but I'm not going to say that. I've not actually played this one because this game isn't out yet. This is a review code I got. I'm allowed to tell you I'm playing it, so wait for a review on that one. Dark Souls Remastered. This game is too easy. That's that review. Dead Cells. You know Dead Cells. It's one of the most popular roguelites available, isn't it? It plays really well. It's phenomenal. I haven't played it as much as most people have, and this Castlevania DLC I haven't got yet, is there? But I do enjoy playing this when I do. Death Squared. There is a review of this on our channel. This is a really, really good co-op game. Cuphead, yeah, Cuphead's awesome. Please, Cuphead. Yeah, I'm not playing any of these games. I'm just reviewing them as I scroll through. So Death Squared is a co-op game where you got to move the cubes along the grid to get to their goals. But as you move, the level moves with you, and you got to work together and work out what squares to move at what time. It's really, really clever. Really, really good, this one. Deer Simulator, your average, everyday deer game. This was crazy. This was like capitalizing on the Goat Simulator craze, and this is actually, it was decent. It wasn't as good as Goat Simulator. It was very cartoony, whereas Goat Simulator has more of a realistic style. But yeah, it was strange on purposely so, and it was a laugh. Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2, I've not played them yet, but they're the Undertale spin-offs, aren't they? Demon Turf. Now this I bought because of all the hype surrounding it about how amazing it is and all that, and I don't see it. I mean, I like the fact you can create your own checkpoints, but there was something about it that I just didn't like how it controlled. I didn't like the I think other people complained, like, you got a flat character in the 3D world. I just didn't think that translated well into a 3D platformer. I don't know, I just couldn't get on board with it, unfortunately. I wanted to. So Derpy Conga and the demo. This one I think we streamed it or reviewed it. This is quite a fun one. This is very janky, but on purposely so. You got to create a conga and like get people to hold hands and make a line. And yeah, it was really, 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 really weird. But I couldn't recommend it at full price, I don't think. But try the demo and see if you enjoy it. Descenders was I don't actually own this one. This was a game trial for the week. It was like I streamed it, I think. But it was fun. It was like bikes. It was fun. Okay, Disjunction is a game I reviewed for Switch Up. It was a top-down stealth game, I believe. And you can watch that review to see how I felt about it. But yeah, pretty fun. Classic Games, Aladdin and the Lion King. I don't own that anymore because I've upgraded it. I've got the one with Jungle Book on. Just classic Disney games. Pretty good. Some better than others, but they're fun to play through anyway. Disney Illusion Island. This one we got because it was like Rayman Legends, it looked like, but with the Mickey Mouse characters, with the art style of that newer Mickey Mouse cartoon that me and Sophie really like, and you can play as Goofy. It's kind of simplistic for a Metroidvania. It's very, the co-op's good in it, but yeah, we haven't completed it because we just sort of played some, and it's very hard to get the motivation to carry on with it because it's just a bit, you know, it's fine for what it is though. Disney Speedstorm. This is a really fun game. It's an online racer. Has a free-to-play one. You have the season pass stuff and all that, and you'll sort of unlock the Disney. A lot of Disney fan service in there. You know, like got like the West Wing you've got for Beauty and the Beast, and there's like a Pirates of the Caribbean stage. There's like Frozen-based stage. So, you know, a lot of Disney fan service. I like Disney films, so yeah, definitely good to see that. Oh wait, I have the physical for Illusion Island. I forgot about that. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze with the funky mode. I did a video on this recently because the game's 10 years old. One of the best 2D platformers ever made. What more can you say about it? Absolutely phenomenal. Watch my review. Donuts and Justice. I don't remember much about this game. Remember, it's a side-scrolling shooter. Kind of forgettable, obviously, but it's fine. It's fine. Doom, Classic Doom 2. These two are... I really like this one. The fact that you sort of die, you start again, go around shooting everything. It's really, really fun, and I think I streamed that as well. I've not played Doom 3. Doom 64 I have played. I played that back in the day, actually, and yeah, it's pretty fun. It's just run, shoot things. Why not? Double Dragon Neon is a Double Dragon game. This is really fun, just side-scrolling beat 'em up. Me and Sophie played that together. We really enjoyed it. I think we streamed it. But yeah, fun game, that one. Down in Bermuda is from what I remember, it's a tap on things game. You go around the islands, you got to find things by tapping and looking. I actually really enjoyed that one. Pretty good. Final Fantasy 11 demo. This one I've played about 4 hours of this, and it was years ago. I never got the full game because I thought I'm never gonna. I thought it's like a 9 hour demo. I think I heard, so I thought it was worth a try. I did actually get into it though. I get into RPGs at the beginning, but just never see them through. So I thought I'm not gonna get that. Draw a Stickman Epic 2. I think that was just Sophie that played this. I don't remember it. Sorry guys, don't remember that one. Duke Nukem 3D. So, one sec. Now the reason I'm annoyed at this game is thus. So Duke Nukem, it's the N61 that was on the N64. Very good game. I very much enjoy playing it. But the thing is, this version of it is very much it does the whole trope of you can make save states, do all that. You can play any level at any time. But it doesn't like tick off what levels you've beaten or what you've done in the levels. So it's no real sense of progression. That's what sort of put me off playing it more. Shame. Dull Grey. Just the first word of that. Dull. It's basically a visual novel where it's just text on screen. Then eventually, after about 50 paragraphs, it gives you an option of 2 things. But the 2 things you have to choose from are the same every time, and I don't know how much difference it makes. Just don't bother. Dying Light Platinum Edition. I think this is the first-person zombie game. This is really good. I remember a few people wanted to play online with me, but the online struggled to connect, so watch out for that. But the actual survival run around shooting zombies thing actually plays really, really well, that. Eglia Rebirth. I reviewed this for Switch Up. I did not like this game. It's because it's sort of like a strategy, grid-based strategy. But you have to roll a dice to determine everything, so it's all just luck-based, so what's the point? It's just sort of... I think it's a mobile port, I think, so maybe that's why they have a luck-based element. Okay, El Gancho. This is a 2D platformer with swinging mechanics, as you can sort of see in that thumbnail. Pretty fun, I thought, so yeah, not much to say. F-Zero 99, this is, this a new F-Zero game after all this time, and it's a free-to-play Battle Royale on the Switch Online service, so this is really fun. I don't play it as much as I'd like to, but I always really enjoy. It's very competitive. It's very fast. It's not as fast as F-Zero GX. I think people that I say to people, we haven't had an F-Zero in a long time and should do another F-Zero GX remake. I don't think this is a good showcase for F, because it's based more, even though it's a new game built from the ground up, it's based on the SNES one. This isn't as fast as F-Zero GX. It doesn't control as well as F-Zero GX, in my opinion. It's based on that SNES one. I don't think this is a good example to people as to say, because I've heard people say, I've tried this, I don't know why people are going on about it. I'm like, because you need to play F-Zero GX to really see what that franchise can be. Still very good though. Fall Guys, a free-to-play party online game. This is so fun. Like, really, really fun. I have won some of these on here. It is really, really fun. Speaking of F-Zero, we got Fast RMX, which is an F-Zero style game by Shinen. But it has that gimmick of you switching between blue and orange to be able to activate ramps and speed boosts and stuff. Very, very fun, very difficult as well, which is what you want. So we got Fee, which is a 3D platformer, very interesting art style. I really enjoyed playing through this one, actually. I did beat this one eventually. Okay, so FIFA 19. With FIFA, I tend to be one, because I don't follow football much, so the updated squads don't mean anything for me. I'm generally a one per console person with FIFA. I enjoy playing FIFA with my brother. And yeah, so this was the one I got, and it looks like the 4 that followed were just the same as that one, so that was the one to get, I suppose. I'm not going to get the EA Sports FC one either, but I like to play for the FIFA Dudes tournaments with my brother on it, so he's into football, so they're really fun to do. Fight of Animals, so we're going to get into some of these a bit more, but this was one we picked up in Japan. I don't know if it's obvious, but it's not on the front, but on the back, look, the text is all in Japanese. So this is a very basic one-on-one fighting game. That's all on the floor now. There's not much to it, but just for the sake of getting a few cheap Japanese exclusive games while we were in Japan, had to be done. So that was one of them. Fillet is an old arcadey style game where you go around the edge of a square and you got to fill it in by going inside and avoiding the enemies. This is a really good one. There's so many levels in it, and sort of like they do a lot of different ideas as you go. It's not just the same thing over and over. But the problem I did have with it is it did crash a lot, this game. So although the gameplay wise, you're only on F after nearly an hour. So it's like 680 something games to go through. So this does crash a lot, so that is a shame. Film Mechanism is a puzzle platformer. I did stream this one, I think. This is a very good game. It has very clever ideas in it. I think to do with rewinding and stuff, if I remember rightly. I might be wrong. But it's sort of like move the blocks and stuff, that sort of puzzle platforming. Very good. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, I reviewed that for Switch Up. I didn't enjoy it myself. It was just kind of basic, kind of boring. Fire Ung's Quest is another game I reviewed for Switch Up. It's a point and click game. This was really fun. I really enjoyed this one. So yeah, that's a decent one to pick up at a cheap price. Fitness Boxing Trial version. Fitness Boxing is quite popular. I'd not played this, so I can't talk about it. Fly Together is a game we did a review of. This is really good. It's one of them management games where you got to draw flight paths for the planes and sort of manage everything so it all runs to schedule and stuff. Really, really fun. Fortnite, free to play, very addicting. I can't play it anymore because the updates make the file size so big that I can't take up all the space on my Switch anymore. So yeah, I can't. I do enjoy Fortnite, but it's very addictive. Fox and Forests is a 2D platformer. You're a fox. I think you have a sword. It looks like you have a sword in there. I don't remember it very much, but it was just one of them. Play it through, enjoy your time, forget about it. Same with Foxyland. I did review this one. I beat it in an hour. Very, very basic platformer. Freedom Planet is the one that was started out as a Sonic fan game, I believe. I had played this on the Wii U. I've got it on the Switch. Now there's a sequel coming out later this year. This is really good. Really good. If you like Sonic games, you'll like this one. Funbox Party is 3 party games. Very basic. It's fine. Nothing too fancy. Funimation is an anime streaming site. I've not tried it. Fury Unleashed is a roguelite on the Switch. I was going to say it's on Switch Up. It's a Switch Up code I got. So it was a really, really good one though. So yeah, it's like a comic book aesthetic where you're going between the panels. Funimation is dead. Well, it looks like I can't try it then. But yeah, Fury Unleashed, really, really good roguelike with a comic book aesthetic. It's so good. Game Boy, there's not many Game Boy games. It's been out for a year and they haven't added much to this or the Game Boy Advance app. But still, Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games on your Switch. Brilliant. Okay, Geki Yaba Runner Anniversary Edition. This was free when I got it. It wasn't like a given to me. It was just on the eShop for free. Oh, it merged with Crunchyroll. Okay, I did talk about Crunchyroll earlier. Yeah, I played this a little bit. It seemed like a very basic platformer, but it didn't really grab me. Geometry Survivor I reviewed recently. Very good game. Very, very addictive. Like, survive for 20 minutes. A lot going on in it. Manic. Fun. Just fun. Ghosts and Apples is a game where you got to you have like there's four corners and you got to attack. I think it was balloons or something like that. Whatever, the ghosts, I suppose, and you got to press the right button, designate to the right corner to match up the colours. It was quite a strategic thinking one. Giana Sisters Twisted Dreams Ultimate Edition. That is a 2D platformer, a very good 2D platformer. I haven't beaten this one, but it's, as 2D platformers go, it's quite a really, really fun one. Gibbon Beyond the Trees. This was a charity game about saving the gibbons. We got a code for this one. We streamed the whole game. It's not very long, but it is for a good cause. It's just swinging mechanics in games. There's not really much like threat to it or anything like that in the gameplay. It's very much more to inform you about the charity, but it is quite therapeutic, I'd say. The game is just, the swinging just feels really good. Gimmick Special Edition. Now this is a NES game, I believe, that's been put on the Switch, and I streamed it. It was pretty good. I think you were throwing that star around. I can't remember it very well, but it got to a point where it got too difficult, not in a bad loser sort of way, but in a, it just was, there was so much you had to do at one go, and the checkpoint wasn't generous enough or something. That there's a reason I stopped playing. Giraffe and Annika is a terrible game with a great presentation. I reviewed this one for Switch Up. It feels unfinished. You're just running around an island, but it has a nice look to it, nice music as well. The story was really good, but the gameplay was awful. Go Vacation. So this is a Wii game, been put on the Switch. Now this is mini games. It's kind of like Wii Sports Resort. It's better than Wii Sports Resort and worse at the same time, because the mini games in it are kind of basic. It's not as good as Wii Sports Resort in that regard, but it does the one thing I wanted Wii Sports Resort to do but didn't. You can explore the island freely. Why Wii Sports Resort didn't do that, I never know, but this game does it, so I like it. Goat Simulator is stupid, it's rubbish, but it's brilliant. It's just very janky. It was like it's the simulator game that's really fun to play, and it's hilarious. Goblin Sword. Now, this is the game that is quite unique. It's the game that got Jeffrey to notice us because he liked this game. It's one of them action platformers, run around killing with sword. It's a very good version of that. But yeah, it's the game that got Jeffrey to first meet us. Golden Force is one I reviewed for Switch Up. I think it's a pirate-themed one. Just a difficult run and slash platformer. Golf Royale. Now this is one kind of Angry Birds-esque, although you're not killing pigs. You're hitting the ball into the hole, but you got to work out the right trajectory and stuff to get it in there. It's fine. Golf Story is a really good RPG, and the golf mechanics in it are really good. The story's funny. It's just a really fun game, this. Really enjoy it. You explore the golf courses. Playing the golf is fun. As long as the golf works, it's really good. Golf with your friends, it's like the best mini golf game on the Switch. I play this online with my brother and Sophie and all that. And yeah, this is a really good mini golf game that you can play online. Play golf with your friends. Highly recommend this one. It goes on sale quite often, so pick that one up. Golf Zero is like Golf Royale, but instead of you standing still to hit the ball, you have to move around yourself like a platformer and then sort of jump and then hit the ball to the right place. It's not pretty decent. I think I reviewed that. Good Night Night. Which one are you? What one are you? There's a few night games I've got on here, but I don't remember which one it is. I think it's the top-down one. So I really don't remember that one at all. I think I've reviewed it, but I don't remember. So Gunia Fighter, I think we streamed. It's one of them 3D fighting, throw off the arena ones, but with like wobbly controls. Best way to put it. Yeah. So Grass Cutter, it's quite you got to cut grass and avoid bad guys as you do it. It's quite addictive, this one. I quite liked it. I did review it. I quite like this one. Gravity Heroes and the demo. This is a really fun sort of like in a room, kill everything sort of game, survival thing. And you can flip gravity to any wall or the ceiling. It's really, really good. Greek Memories of Azure. Another one I reviewed for Switch Up. You have 3 characters. It's kind of Metroidvania-esque. You got 3 characters, sort of get through each area. It's a shame there's no co-op, seeing that there's 3 characters out all the time. Although you unlock the other characters, maybe that's why. But this kind of needed co-op. Grey Skies, War of the Worlds 3. I reviewed this one for Switch Up. This game is awful. Like, genuinely awful. Like, oh my god, it's so bad. So bad. Like, it's in one of Switch Up's reviews where they did 4 mini reviews. It's sitting amongst there. It is awful, this game. It plays awful. It's awful. That's my review. Guacamelee 2, Guacamelee ST Super Turbo Championship Edition. These are really fun. Metroidvanias. You're a luchador, Mexican wrestler style thing. You turn into a chicken in it. The combat's really good. This game's fantastic. Brilliant art style, brilliant music. Yeah, Guacamelee, brilliant. Gunbrella, this is just a demo. I really enjoyed this demo. I didn't actually get the full game yet, but Gunbrella, I think it's been reviewed well. But yeah, from what I played of this, I really, really enjoyed it. You have your umbrella, that's a gun. But you can use it for like a shield and for zip wiring, and there's all sorts of things you can do with it. Such a diverse moveset with one item. Gun Kid 99. What are you? I did look you up earlier. I'm guessing you got a gun and you're a kid. But it's not a Battle Royale on Nintendo Switch Online. Don't remember. Gunman Clive is the 3DS games where I first got these, but they're very, very cheap, and they're Mega Man style games, and yeah, they're really, really fun. I love these games. You cannot go wrong for the price they're charging. Gut Whale, I reviewed this. I don't remember it much. I think you go inside the whale's gut. Yeah. Hades, this is a game that everyone loves. I love it too. It's a roguelite. The controls are just perfect on this game. Honestly, it's so addictive. It just flows so well, this game. Like, it's amazing. Hammer Kid, this is a game I reviewed. It's kind of like a very basic 2D platformer. It's not really much to say about it. I remember this is the only time I've done a giveaway because I had 2 codes for this game. And yeah, it's I think there was another game that came out called The Story of Thor, I think it was called, and that made me think of this one because it was kind of, but The Story of Thor's I think is better. I've not played that one, but yeah, it's just a basic platformer, nothing much to it. It's fine. Hill. So this is a kind of escape room-esque puzzle game. It's not too long to beat this one, but it's sort of in 2D, and you go through the rooms in 2D and go to different areas, and yeah, it's decent. The puzzles are good. Hello Neighbour, I was given her a code for review this one for Switch Up. This game is awful. I really hate this game. And I've liked the idea of it, but oh my god, this game is awful. Like, it's so vague what you got to do. The game doesn't necessarily... I'll give you an example. This is one bit where... because I had to use a guide to get through bits of this. You have to turn off several valves. Now, you find the valves to turn something off. I can't remember. Well, there might have been 3 switches to deactivate something. But you have no idea that's what you're trying to look for. But you'll probably find them. But if there was like a little narration of the character saying, oh, maybe there's switches to unlock this or whatever. And then when you do one, you can say to himself, oh, I bet there's more switches because it's not done yet. And because I don't know that's what I'm trying to do. And then when I looked at a guide to look how the 3rd stage is done, you have to really set things up well in advance to use later. It's so convoluted and it is awful to play. This game is just awful. I hated it. Okay, Hexseed was a puzzle game. I think I enjoyed it. I don't remember it much, but I like hexagons. Hillbilly Doomsday, I think I streamed that one rather than reviewed it. From what I remember, it was decent. I think it was a run and gun. But yeah, it was decent enough. Hollow Knight, very good game. Everyone loves it. It's a Metroidvania, very difficult one. Yeah, just very much enjoyed that one. That was very good. Homo Machina. Now this is... We bought this one because it was really cheap. It looked interesting. You're like inside a human mind. It's kind of like the Numbskulls, if any British people remember that. But it's very short. You'll beat it in less than an hour. But it's very, very creative. We kind of liked it for its style. Okay, Horace was a 2D platformer. Made me think of Bicentennial Man. A bit with the robots and that sort of story. It has some very very British reference, like it mentions Anton Deck at one point and Coronation Street, so very British references, nice to see. I thought it was a bit too cutscene-y for my liking, so I didn't really play. We streamed it, and it wasn't really a stream-friendly game because most of it was watching cutscenes, so... Horizon Chase Turbo is a retro-style racing game, very, very good. Very, very difficult, but, you know, it's... You can sort of tell from that thumbnail what the kind of game it is. It's enjoyable. Hue is a very good 2D puzzle platformer where you got to use the right stick to change the colour of the background to get rid of platforms and make others appear and stuff. I played through it on the PS4 at first and I got it on Switch. Very good. Human Fall Flat is a co-op game with very janky controls, sort of physics-based puzzle platformer. Very, very fun. It's so strange. Brilliant. Okay, Hungry Baby Party Treats is awful. You basically have to go to a baby's mouth. You play as the food. And you go across a grid, but some of the grids are booby-trapped. And you have no idea of knowing, so it's just luck-based who gets there. And it's awful presentation, awful music. Hate that game. Hyrule Warriors, let's do both of them. And Age of Calamity. It's Dynasty Warriors with Zelda characters. They play really well. I very much enjoyed them. I wouldn't play a Dynasty Warriors game though, because I thought they're not going to be as good to me as the ones with the Zelda characters in. IAI is a shmup. You can buy upgrades and stuff. That's all that is. Immortals Phoenix Rising is a game. It's open world, similar to Breath of the Wild. I know Ubisoft were making open world games before Zelda was, but aesthetically it looks very similar to Breath of the Wild, doesn't it? In My Shadow is a really good puzzle platformer. You have like you have to move things to make things right for your shadow. It was done better in the game I'm going to mention later. In Rays of the Light, it's an awful game. It's one of them sort of escape room puzzle style games, but the world is huge and it's so vague what you got to do. It's just one of them games that just feels incomplete. Did not like that game. Inside is a very good puzzle platform. I think it's from the same people as Limbo. I'd never actually beat this. I streamed it, but I didn't beat it all the way. But it's very, very good. Iris Fall, I believe, is another puzzle game. I reviewed this for Switch Up, but I don't remember much about it. But it was enjoyable. Ital Due 2 is a Zelda-style game, a very good Zelda-style game. Top-down Zelda. Just one of them, you know what you're getting. Yeah, very much. Very good game. James Pond, Operation Robocod. So I got this because it was on sale and I had one on the Game Gear. But this is a different game to it, I think. The levels seem different, but it's just you run through the levels. You can grow, grab hold of the roof to cling along. You have to rescue the elves in the levels, then get to the end. It's fun. It's a fun little platformer. Jet Cave Adventure is a Donkey Kong Country style platform with cavemen. It's similar to the newer Donkey Kong games with your jetpack and stuff. I haven't played much of it, but it seems alright. Jubilee is a game I reviewed recently. It's a Metroidvania where you have to collect gems, but it's not really a Metroidvania in the fact that you have to collect upgrades to unlock new areas. You can go anywhere at any time, and it controls really well, so I like that exploration. Jump challenge is what it says. You're just jumping, and jumping with Joe and friends is very similar. You basically jump up, go as high as you can without dying. They're both really fun. Jump rope challenge, I believe, was that free-to-play one that was big during the pandemic, and I never actually played it. Carcaruso World is a puzzle game by the looks of it. I think there's a few puzzles on it. I think I did a... It looks like Picross, looking at that. I don't remember it. Kamiko is a Zelda-like game, top-down, but it's very basic. You have to just activate shrines in each world. It's fine. It was cheap. But it's one you play for it quickly. Probably wouldn't come back to it. Kato the Kangaroo is a fun Crash Bandicoot style 3D platformer. Yeah, it controls really well. I really like it. Yeah, good stuff. Katamari Damacy Reroll. So it's one of them games that controls weirdly. You have to use like both analog sticks to go certain ways. But it's really addicting to sort of try and make your Katamari grow. So there's that. And it's just bonkers. It's just bonkers. Katana Zero. Now this is a game that gets a lot of praise. I don't like this game. I feel like the gameplay, the actual action is good, but it's just a lot of talking, you have to do a lot of talking, and whether you skip text or go through it all and changes how your ending's going to go, and I just don't care for the story, so I was kind of bored playing through this, so I don't really like it. I know it's popular, but it's just not for me. Kaze and the Wild Mask. This is a Donkey Kong, basically a Donkey Kong Country clone, but it's a very good one. This plays really well. I've reviewed it for Switch Up. I absolutely love this one. Brilliant. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. It's really, really fun. You need to have the website, because you have a bomb to defuse, and you have to have someone not looking at the screen. You have to describe the bomb to them, and they've got to look up the instructions on what each aspect means, and it is really, really fun when you've got a group of people to play with. But you do need more than one person. You can't play this single. King of Seas is the demo. I didn't buy the game because I didn't like the demo. It's just really, really slow and boring, I thought. But I think the other people liked it. Kingdom of Arcadia is one of them, I say Wonder Boy style, run with a sword. It's one of them. It's fine. Kirby and the Forgotten Land and the demo. Haha. This is the best Kirby game, I think. It's the first time a Kirby game has made me really excited to play it. I just think this game is fantastic. It's like 3D World, I suppose, in its structure. But yeah, really, really fantastic game. Kirby's Dream Buffet. This made me have to quit YouTube for a while. Not quit making gods, but quit watching YouTube. If that makes sense. So this game, people got really angry about this game. And I don't know why. And now, granted, I hear the online is quite laggy, and I don't play the online, so... But as a party game, it's fun. It's nothing mind-blowing, it's nothing amazing, but it works, it's fun. You play it for a bit, you come back to it later on, play a few rounds, you have a good time. That's all it is. It sells cheaper than most Kirby games. It's like £11. But people were complaining because saying, why isn't it free to play? And I'm like, because if it was free to play, then there'd be microtransactions. People are saying, oh, why aren't there updates? And I'm like, because Nintendo released a completed game. And I had some people saying, if it's not for you, that's fine. But it's such a harmless game that I remember watching one. I don't know if it's a podcast or a discussion video, and they were talking about games that come out, and one person said when Kirby's Dream Buffet came up, so he said, oh no, let's not talk about that because I'm going to get really, really angry. And I'm like, why? I just think it's like, this is why I came off, because that's when I'm like, people just have to whine about games. Why? If the game's bad, then that's fine. You don't have to like the game, but just don't play it. Why are you getting angry about a Kirby game? Like, chill out, guys. Okay, so Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. This is the demo. The actual game is on Sophie's Switch, so I'll talk about that later, but we reviewed it for Switch Up. Okay, we got the Klonoa demo and the actual one. I really like these. I've only played the first game, so I really like the first game on this. 2D, 2.5D, I suppose, where you collect things in it. I really like that. It plays really well. Night Squad 2. It's getting to some more night games now. This is a party game, top-down perspective, and you basically have like one's like a Rocket League style, one's a battle royale, one's about colouring the place like Splatoon. But there's 12, I believe. I've done a ranked video of the 12 mini games. This is a really good. It works well online, works well local. It's just a really, really fun game. Night Strike is a really difficult platformer with an N64 aesthetic. Very frustrating, but quite fun. I quite liked this one. Knockout City, you can't play this anymore, but this was a dodgeball game you played online. I think it was free to play, but I did really enjoy. I thought this played really well. It's a shame that this is gone. Coloro, this is a game Sophie played, not me. Oh, how did that play? I can't remember. Kung Fu Kickball, that's the demo. Did this game ever come out? Because this game was really fun. It's like a 2D, like kickball, football at each other. Yeah, this was really fun. Lego City Undercover. This is a game I got quite cheap when it was on sale, but I had it on the Wii U as well. It's just GTA with Lego, basically. Yeah, I really, really like that. It's got a fun. I've got a few out of order here, I think. Oh, I know why. Yeah. Okay, so the other Lego games I've got. Lego, you know Lego. Harry Potter. That. DC one and the Lego Star Wars. They're really good. They're Lego games. They all play really well. Let's Get Fit. Got the physical for that because it came with another leg strap. This is a really good fitness game. It's not really a game, but it's just exercises and trying to do the plank and thing. You'd have like the challenges and exercise regimes. It works really, really well. The thing is about it though is you can play without the Joy-Cons because you have like a wrist strap. Was it wrist strap or arm strap? And you have a leg strap as well, and so that detects your movements. But you can choose to play it without the Joy-Cons, just do the exercise and it takes your word for it. So if you're having a problem with the Joy-Cons detecting well, then, you know, that's gone. Just play it without the Joy-Cons. Letter Quest Remastered. I really like this one. It has phone game vibes. So I don't know if it was a phone game, but I think I played it on the PS4 first. But you basically go through and you got to make words. And if you're good with anagrams or games like Countdown and stuff, it's really, really fun. It plays. I always try to get rude words, obviously. Little Gator Game is I can't remember a Skyward Sword a bit and its aesthetic and some things about it, but it's kind of like an open island, isn't it? It's a cozy one of them as well. Yeah, it's a cute little game. Decent. Limbo, I've not played this on the Switch, but I played it on the Xbox. Very good. It's the first puzzle platformer of this type I ever played, and it's really, really good. Really phenomenal. The spider freaked me out, I remember that. Little Nightmares, that is another puzzle platformer. I reviewed this on the channel, so check that out. That review did quite well, actually. I didn't play the second one yet, though. I played the demo, but obviously I've deleted it off here. But yeah, Little Nightmares, really good puzzles. Really good puzzle platformer. Logic Puzzle Collection. This is 3 sorts of puzzles. Sudoku's on there, so obviously I'm going to love it. Yeah, 3 different kinds of puzzles. Does what it says on the tin. It was quite cheap. Not bad. Loop Index. I had to look this one up earlier. It's one where you have 2 characters you have to switch between. You got to move blocks, but like you push a direction and then they move that way till they hit a wall or something like that. It was a pretty alright time, I suppose. Lost Sphere. Another physical, another RPG, Square Enix one. I like it with RPGs. I played the beginnings. I enjoyed what I played of it. I think I remember the mechanics of it quite well, actually, where you have the way it moves was kind of hard to explain, but I don't play through RPGs very far, so I didn't play through all of that. Luigi's Mansion 3 was just absolutely phenomenal. Gotta love that game. It's a Luigi's Mansion game. It's sucking up goes to the hotel thing with the different floors, give different themes. Worked really well. Really enjoyed that. Lumo is a game I played on the PlayStation. I played it on here. It's an isometric 3D platformer that works really well. It's a really fun time. Lunastis is one of them budget, kind of like the one next to it. Sort of PS1 style aesthetic. Again, very cheap. Plays really well. A lot of fun. Macbeth 64 is a different take on it though, because it's more 3D exploring, but very simple. You can beat it in half an hour, maybe an hour to do the post-game stuff. There's different ideas on each level. I did a review of this. That review did really well, actually. But yeah, very, very good game. And it's like £1, £2, something like that. Melmole. Now, this is a 3D platformer where you're underground a lot and jumping out and stuff. It's a very cutesy time. Very, very good. Really recommend that one. Mail Time is the coziest of cozy games. Me and Sophie streamed it, and we did the whole game. We streamed, and we did voices for all the characters. You're basically a post person who's just moved into this new area, and you're trying to earn your stripes basically by delivering mail, doing little fetch quests for people. Very, very, very fun game for a cozy experience. I don't play cozy games much, but I did enjoy that one. Mana Spark is a roguelite. I only played, it was a free Cubic one, I think, because we did our top 10 roguelite games and Jeffrey put that on the list and I played it for footage. That's the only time I've played through this game and I can't remember much about it, sadly, but Jeffrey likes it. Okay, so we got Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, the Tokyo one. I haven't played it much, that one, but I do enjoy dabbling in these games. Just, you know, they're fun little party games, mini games where you're doing Olympic sports. Not bad. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I love this game. Strategy. I did all the DLC as well, the Donkey Kong expansion. But yeah, it made me like the Rabbids. I never thought that would happen. But yeah, that was a really good example of a, what do people call it? Kind of like Fire Emblem, or what's the other game people mention for this? I can't remember because I've only ever heard of this game through people comparing it to it. People will remind me later. Sparks of Hope, again, more of this. I haven't bought the actual game yet because I'm waiting for the gold edition to be cheap like it did in the first one. The game you can buy really cheap now, and it seems to be an improvement on this one anyway. So, Mario Golf Super Rush. I reviewed this for Switch Up when it was fairly new, and I gave it like in the 80s, but I think if I reviewed it now, I'd give it a bit less. Because although it had that issue of lack of content when the game first came out, and it had 6 courses, but now it's got 11. It's got more characters, so the content's there now, but there's just something about it I don't really enjoy. And I enjoy the N64 and GameCube Mario Golfs, and there's a 3DS one. I enjoy those. There's just something about this one I don't enjoy all that much. I don't like the speed golf. I did really like the story modes cross-country golf, where you have a time limit to go to all the holes in 9 holes in the one big area. I really liked that though. But the actual game, there's something about it I just didn't really enjoy all that much. This is one of the best games on Switch, even though it's a Wii U port. And there's 96 tracks now. It's just the best Mario Kart game. It's not my favourite Mario Kart game, but it is the best. Just, yeah, incredible. So Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, it's downstairs, the box and the thing for that. I should have brought that up. But yeah, this is really fun. It's a novelty, but it's a fun little novelty. So yeah, you just drive the remote control kart around on the screen. It shows the cat staring at the camera and things, and you know, you can see like your house really big. So that's a really cool time. So Mario Party Superstars, this was my game of the year in the year it came out, 2022, I think. I play this online quite a lot with my brother and his girlfriend and Sophie as well. This is just a really, really good. It's the best Mario Party on Switch. Sophie prefers the other one for some reason. Mario Strikers Battle League Football. So, this is kind of like a shame, I'd say this game is, because it's one of them where the gameplay is really, really good, but the content's just not there. It's kind of like you play it in small bursts. It kind of feels like this should have been included within a sports pack, like with hockey and stuff like that. But it's very lacking. It's a shame because gameplay wise, it's phenomenal. It's just Mario Strikers, but yeah, Mario Tennis Aces. I really like this one. I think the new mechanics work really well, but there's a steep learning curve to it, which makes it difficult for me to get people into it. So online, I really enjoy it, but offline, it's just hard to get people into it. Mario vs Donkey, this is just the demo. I played the demo just to see, do I want to buy this game because I have the GBA version. Playing the demo, it's exactly the same. I know there's new stuff added, but maybe when it goes cheaper, if it ever goes cheaper, maybe then I'll pick it up, but for now, no. Mark of the Ninja Remastered, this is a good ninja game. It's stealth, 2D platformer stealth, plays really, really well. This is a good one to pick up. Marooners, this is a party game with mini games. Me and Sophie stream this, but there's this mode where you can be halfway through a mini game and it switches to a different one, and you have to like keep track of where you were in the previous mini game when it goes back to it. So that's really cool. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, I didn't like this one. I don't own it anymore. It's just very button bashy. Just really wasn't for me. Max and the Curse of the Brotherhood. This was a really fun 2D platformer. I did review this one on the channel. I don't remember the specifics about it. I just remember it being a 2D platformer, a really good one. Mega Man 11. This was a really good Mega Man game. I really enjoyed it. The new mechanics worked really well. I like the new Robot Masters. Bounce Man springs to mind. It went for a new art style for the Mega Man series, which worked really well. Then you got the Legacy Collection. I played through all of the Mega Man games on stream using this, and yeah, it's the 6 classic Mega Man games, some extra challenges. Absolute steal if you're a Mega Man fan. Same with Mega Man Legacy Collection too. There's only 4 games on here, and it's got 7, 8, 9 and 10 on here. Again, just a nice way to have them all together. Mega Man X Collection, I think this is the first 4 on here. I'm not as into Mega Man X as I am to the classic series. Same with these, I've not played much of these either. Mega Man Zero and ZX Legacy. I don't know, I kind of like the classic Mega Man. Metroid Dread, really, really phenomenal game. Metroidvania, obviously, bringing 2D Metroid into... After the Samus Returns remake, a new Metroid game, and it's Metroid Dread, which was groundbreaking that they brought that back. It was became sort of like a myth, that game, didn't it? Yeah, the Emmys were a nice addition as well, and the controls were just perfect, honestly. Metroid Prime Remastered, this is a really good game. This is my favourite Metroid game, and the remaster was just phenomenal. Yeah, I really, 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 really like that one. Mighty Gunvolt Burst, it's basically Mega Man clone. It's a decent one. I enjoyed my time with it. It has Mighty Number 9 crossover. I'm sure that's a selling point. Miitopia demo. I didn't think Miitopia would be for me. I played the demo. That confirmed it's not for me. I know it has its fans, but it's just not really something I'm into. It's funny to get your Miis actually in these different roles, but gameplay-wise, it wasn't really for me. Mars and Kilo was a really fun 2D platformer, and like the auto-running sections where when you're being dragged behind on the dog with the leash, so that was pretty fun. Mind Maze, it's just squares, from what I remember. Just squares. Minecraft, like best-selling game of all time. I got this one because Sophie wanted it. I played it on here. Minecraft has never really interested me. I've played enough of it on here now to know it's just not for me. I just don't get... It just never clicked with me, Minecraft, and it's kind of annoying because it's like the most popular game ever, but it's just not for me. Mini Motorways, though, it's definitely for me. This is one of them management games where you're having to have all these cars going to and from home and work, and you've got to draw in roads, and put in traffic lights and roundabouts to try and manage the traffic. So, but if you have too much congestion, then it's game over. And it's a really addictive high score one that works really well. Many Trains is one where you're sort of like building a track to let trains through. It's fine. It's kind of basic, but it's fine. Minute is a game where you have a minute to live, sort of top-down Zelda style. Sorry, 1 sec. Yeah. Sorry, guys, the chat wasn't coming up for me, so I have missed a lot of what you were saying. Hello, John T. How are ya? Yeah, you have. So hello, Jeffrey, as well. You have more than 600. You have over 1,000. Wow. So sorry I missed your comments because yeah, having room for Mario Kart Live is a problem. But we're in a bigger house than we were in before. So XCOM is what Mario Rabbids is based on. Yes. Okay. Garbage up. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed Mario Golf. Yeah. It's something about it. I don't know what it was that just didn't click with me. But anyway, on to Minute. This is a top-down Zelda, like we have a minute to live. And you got to do your business, and you die after a minute, and you got to do as much as you can in that minute, and then go on. It's really, really interesting, really fun. Missing Features 2D, from what I remember, is a pixely game where the game evolves as it goes on. Like you start with basic pixel graphics, and the graphics get better as you go along. I don't remember much other than that. Monopoly for Nintendo Switch, it's just Monopoly. You can play it online, play it offline. Sometimes there's funny glitches that make it so one person, it shows someone has a hotel, the other person shows that they don't have the hotel on that property, so when you get to it, the money gets confused and the game crashes. But other than that, for the most part, it works really, really well. Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom is like a spiritual successor to Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap. It's a very, very good one, much, much longer one. And it plays so well. Has very catchy music. You turn into the animals on the fly in this one. I love this game. Monster Sanctuary. If Pokemon was a Metroidvania, I reviewed this one for Switch Up, and it is really, really good. Moon Raider. Never played it. Mortal Kombat 11 I don't own anymore. The Switch version does work well. Obviously, graphically, it's had a downgrade, but the performance was really good. But the reason I sold it was because it had these updates that needed like 16 gigabytes, even though I had the 16 gigabytes added to your Switch. So that was really annoying. Okay, so Motor Rush GT, I got this one because it was reduced to 99p. It's just a basic motorbike game, but it is compatible with this, the Labo motorbike. So I had to get it, and it works quite well, so that was worth getting. Mouse Spot Escape from Cat Lab. This is one where you're like a little robot mouse and you're moving it along the level, and yeah, plays really well. Pretty decent one. Moving Out is one of those co-op sort of Overcooked style games where you're trying to get everyone's furniture out of the house and into the moving truck. You shout pivot a lot, like Ross, when you do that. Yeah, it's a really manic fun, this one. But you're going to argue a lot as you play it. Okay, so Music Racer, I did not like this one. This was I reviewed it. You basically... The thing is, you're just moving a car left and right to hit the notes. The notes aren't in time to the music. If you don't play well, then you don't hear the music as well. Visually and musically, it's nice, but gameplay-wise, just nothing. Mythic Ocean Prologue, I don't remember what that is. Namco Museum, this is a bunch of old Namco arcade games. Very good collection. That's all I can say about that. Never Alone, Arctica Collection. Collection? Yeah. This is a really good puzzle platformer, co-op encouraged. We reviewed this one for Switch Up, so that was really, really, really good. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to take a quick break, so I'll join you in a minute, okay? Okay. Sorry about that. Needed the toilet. Okay, cool. So, Never Alone. Yeah, this worked really well. If you want to see my full thoughts on Switch Up, that's on there. But it worked really well. I'm going to shut this door as well. Even though I'm home alone, I have the door shut. So, new Pokemon Snap. That's a physical. I really like this one. It's just so not. It's just that whole seeing Pokemon in their natural habitat. Obviously, they're not real, but just exploring the world of Pokemon, just taking the photos. It's quite addicting to try and get the best photos, and there's a puzzle element to it to try and get Pokemon to appear and stuff. And they did a free update as well, but obviously I prefer the original. It was a bit more compact. This was a bit too cutscene-y for my liking, but for what it is, this is actually a really good game. I really did enjoy it. Okay, new Super Lucky's Tale. This I reviewed for Switch Up again. This is a basic 3D platformer. It doesn't take too long to beat. It's not too difficult, but it's a really fun time. The controls are really good. Nexomon is a Pokemon clone, and it really is a Pokemon clone. But it's not a bad one. I did enjoy this one. So I do recommend checking this out when it's on sale. But I hear the sequel, I think it's called Extinction. I hear that's better. I've not tried that. Speaking of things that I hear the sequel is better, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Now, I like Smash Brothers. I enjoy Smash clones in general. I like the Turtles one and the PlayStation one. I didn't enjoy this one. Yeah, the habitat aspect is missing from the main games, you're right. From Pokemon. Yeah, this just felt very just didn't really have the impact of Smash Brothers. But I hear All Star Brawl 2 is more like Melee and is actually better. So maybe I'll check that out when it goes cheap. But yeah, Nexomon 1 is good from what I've played of it. I did a first impressions review, but it is good. But yeah, so this one I didn't like, but I hear the second one's a lot better, so maybe I'll try that one out. Nicky the Home Alone Golf Bar, I reviewed this one recently. You can beat this one quickly. It's very cheap. It's not bad. It's just get to the end of the game in as few shots as possible, and it's quite a fun world. It's very, very cheap. If it was more expensive, I'd be saying it's rubbish, but I can't remember how much it is. A couple of quid, if that. So yeah. Night Trap is the infamous game. You got Brotato is hundreds of hours. Wow. That's it. Nice to hear. For $7. So that's not a bad price for something you got hundreds of hours into. So Night Trap anyway. So what does people think of Night Trap? We've only played this once, and it was actually the first game we ever streamed. This was like our test stream was Night Trap, and man, we did not like it. It was kind of like watching the cutscene. We didn't know what we were doing, and we had to keep watching the opening again and again and again. And it just got a bit tedious. So it was our fault for being bad at the game, but it just didn't sink us in. Ninja Gaiden Trilogy. This is the only time I've ever used. I can't remember what the website's called, but there's a website, a well-known website that people can buy imported games from. What was it? I can't remember anyway, but it's got the 3 Ninja Gaiden games on. They're very fun to play, but very difficult. I've only actually played the first one here, but I played that one, the second one on Xbox 360, and that was fun. I haven't got very far into them, but they are really good. Is Ninjala still going? You couldn't get into Nikki, but you got it for $1 on sale. But yeah, that's the thing though. Even if you can't get into it, for $1, you can't really complain too much, can you? Like, it's worth a punt. And then if you don't like it, oh well, it was only $1. So Ninjala kind of reminds me of Splatoon in its aesthetic, but it's like a ninja stuff. Are you attacking each other? I can't remember. Actually, it's been a long time since I played this. Is this still going? But it's a free-to-play game anyway. Ninjin, Clash of Carrots. By the way, why are the Ninja Gaiden games out of order? Is it the Sigma comes after the 3? Okay. No idea. From what I remember, this was a side-scrolling beat-em-up style game where you're rabbits. Can't remember anything else. N64 Online, bunch of N64 games, love it. NES games, bunch of NES games online, love it. Okay, Labo, 1 second. Let's put this over here. I have props. Let's put that down there. Labo. So I've already shown the motorbike. That's what the game case looks like. It's black. So you get this one. You have the game card. No. You have on the back showing what you can build. So I showed you the motorbike one earlier. Here's the piano. Let's put that back behind there. So Labo is, where are we? Gone down a bit there. Labo is kind of like Lego. In a way, you're basically building these things and you're following instructions as you go on. Building them is really, really fun. But the there's mini games involving the motorbike and the piano. They're novelties. They work really well. It's impressive, the technology and how they got them to work with the Switch and the Joy-Cons and the cardboard all together. It's really impressive how it was all done, but it is a novelty. So yeah, but still fun. They're fun to build together. The only one I've not built yet is the house. We will get to that eventually. Maybe we'll stream that. Nintendo Switch Sports. It doesn't have the charm of the original Wii Sports. It's kind of lacking in content, even though there's more sports there. It doesn't feel as much to do, but what is there is really fun, and the controls really well. Playing online is a lot of fun as well. So I do recommend it, especially the physical, because it comes with another leg strap for the football. The football is really fun, although it's a shame it's only a few minutes at a time you can play it. No More Heroes is a Wii game that got put on the Switch. I haven't played all the way through this one, but it is really fun, sort of action combat. And then you do chores in between to earn money to rise through the rank. You have to earn your way to rise through the ranks. It's really, really fun. A lot of people are impatient for Switch 2 to release because Switch dated hardware. You're not in a rush. How do I feel? I will answer that question properly later, but all I'll say is I don't mind waiting longer for the Switch 2. Save me some money, won't it? And there's a lot. As you can see, I've got a lot of games on here that I haven't beaten yet, so I need to get around to. No More Heroes 3. I reviewed this one for Switch Up, so I have beaten this game to do the review. This was a few late nights playing this one. Again, it's kind of similar to No More Heroes. It's crazy humour, really, really fun, plays really well. So No Reload Heroes, I was given a code for Enhanced Edition in one of those Switch Ups for reviews in one video. And I bought this one because it was on sale because I wanted to see the differences between them. There's not much difference between them from what I can remember. There might have been, but get the Enhanced Edition if you're going to get one of them. Not bad. It's a roguelike, not roguelite, so it doesn't save your progress. It just keep going. But yeah, not bad, is all I'll say. Not a brain buster. I'll talk about it. This is one of the free games from Cubic. This is really good. Honestly, really good. Really frustrating. It's like, it tells you go up, you press up. Then it might say to you go not up. So you have to press any direction but up. And it will say, if it says not up, you have to press up. Not up, you have to press anything but up. And then it changes it goes really fast paced like that. And then it brings in colours and things like that. And yeah, it's so good, so difficult. Okay, this one is O dash 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 O. It's one of them kind of like that game on the Game Boy Advance app where you have a thing that's rotating. You got to guide it through the maze. It is fine, not bad. Okay, Oceanhorn is a mobile port. It's kind of similar to not Breath of the Wild. I was looking at its tunic there. Wind Waker or Phantom Hourglass, where it's top-down Zelda, where we have a lot of sailing going to islands. It's pretty good, this one. I do recommend that. On and Off Again is a game I reviewed, and I complained about the frame rate because you got to a point where it was unplayable because it got so choppy, and I showed footage of it. But they did patch it day one, and that fixed it completely. So not bad, this one. Okami HD, it's a Zelda-like game, Okami, where you're a wolf and you got a brush. I mean, people know what this game is. Very, very good. Very, very good. I did beat that one. Okinawa Rush, we'll talk about that more when we get to Sophie's games. One Strike, now this was a free game in that cubic thing. It was free. I still feel ripped off. I didn't like this game. Because the thing is, the whole gimmick is one hit and you've defeated them. And that just leads to a lot of... there's just no depth to this one. What's the point in learning a character's movesets when it's just one hit done? And plenty of other fighting games have an option where you can put the health down so one hit will kill them. Like Smash Brothers does it. Soul Calibur 2 did it. I remember that. Like, I don't know. Onoreki is a 3D platformer in a graveyard sort of setting, I think. I streamed this one. I quite liked it, though. It played really well. Ori and the Blind Forest is a Metroidvania. I've not played all the way through it, but I kind of have a soft spot for it. I mean, I don't see it as like best Metroidvania ever, as a lot of people do, because outside of its art style, there's, you know, it feels, maybe I'm missing something there, but because when we streamed it, we had I can't remember what the phrase is for it, where someone recommends your stream and then everyone invade, and then we got quite a lot of subscribers, and a lot of our regular viewers came from us streaming this, so I do have a real soft spot for it. Overcooked 2. Overcooked 2. These are really good games. They're co-op. If you've got someone to play with, if you're on your own, I imagine they're not as good, but they're really good games. Yeah, you got to run a kitchen, basically, get the certain food stuff prepared in time. It's manic, screaming at each other, frustrating to try and get the 3 stars and everything, and it's just really, really fun. Works really well. Ovivo, now this is significant because this was the first. It wasn't the first game we reviewed, but it was the first game that we were given a review code for. And it's a platformer game where you're like this black ball on a white background and there's like a black floor. But if you press of a button, you go through and you become a white ball on the black background. You've got to get through the levels like that. And it's kind of like a Rorschach test look to these levels. Actually really interesting. Check this one out, I'd say. Okay, Owlboy is sort of Metroidvania-esque, I think. See, I've had a few troubles. I've tried streaming this twice, and both times the stream crashed on me. So I feel a bit... it wasn't the game that crashed, it was the computer I streamed from. So maybe it's cursed. But from what I've played of it, it's quite a fun time, this. So Oxenfree, I know this game's popular. I don't like it. I can understand why people do, but Sophie coins the phrase small talk and walk, where all you're doing is watching people talk, basically walking here and there. The map was confusing to follow. This got a sequel, we stayed away from it. It's just not for us. Oh, you like Ovivo? Someone else has heard of Ovivo. Nice. Pac-Man 99, you can't play this anymore. It's a shame. I say it's a shame, but I played it quite a bit when it first came out, and I know my brother did as well. But then after a few weeks, I'd never touched it, so I can't really feel too sad. And F-Zero 99 is really good replacement, so yeah, this was fun while it lasted. But okay, so that must be on the other pile, unless it's later. So I've got my physicals alphabetized here, but the Switch alphabetizes them differently. They include they put them under the T's, but I put them under the letter of the second word. Pac-Man World Repack. I love this game. I'd never played Pac-Man World on the PlayStation, but I was always jealous of it. I always wanted to, so I was glad this came to Switch. It's such a good platform. Maybe I'll stream this one. This is another of those escape rooms like the Between Time earlier. We'll get to Tetris 99, but I am in the same camp as you there. So this is another one of those escape rooms that, again, the puzzles are amazing. I really enjoy it for the puzzles, but the controls and performance isn't all that. So it's a shame, but if you like escape rooms, these are really good to play for the puzzles. If you can look past the controls, really. Pan Pan Tiny Big Adventure. I played this a little bit. It's like top down. You're sort of exploring the world. I haven't gotten very far. So yeah, that's all I can say about it, really. Panda's Village. This is a tower defense game that I streamed. This one I got a code for and I streamed it. This wasn't. I didn't really like it that much. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I was expecting a train wreck, but I could tell what I was doing. But it was just very janky, probably on purpose. But it's just, yeah, it's not the one I'll go back to. Panda Ball, another one I won't go back to. This was a 3 reviews in 1, I believe, but I was expecting just a basic 5-a-side football clone. Mario Strikers has kind of filled that void for this, but it was kind of weird. Like, the pandas on your team had a face button, and you push that face button to pass that specific panda. I'd have preferred just aim the stick and press the button, and the right stick was for shooting and slide tackling, which was really weird, and I didn't really get on with that. Paying Adventures is a really fun game, like you're shooting upwards. It's one of them classic arcade style games. Yeah, really, really fun. Really recommend. Co-op as well. Pankapu, I haven't put as much time into this as I'd want to, but it's a really good 2D platformer. That's my review. Puppets Quiz. Now, Puppets Quiz, I've done a mini review. I wish I'd done a full review, because me and Sophie have played this game a lot. It's a quiz game. It's crazy. Really like mean humour, I suppose you could call it. You can play with your phone as a controller. You can play online with people without them being able to see the TV screen, because the questions just come up on their phone. Yeah, really, really good game, this. You don't have to sign into anything. Just go on the website and type in the code for the game that you're playing, and you'll just get the questions. But honestly, really, really good game. We've played this a lot. Honestly, a lot. It's really fun. Paper Mario the Origami King. So, I love the original Paper Mario. Love Thousand Year Door. That's coming to the Switch later this year. And you like Fat Pan Kapu as well. Brilliant. This game, so I like Super Paper Mario. That's a really good game for what it is. Did not like Sticker Star. Colour Splash I enjoyed, but it still wasn't the Paper Mario I wanted. This one I enjoyed. It still wasn't the Paper Mario I would have wanted. One quick fix would have made this a phenomenal game, and that was EXP for the battles. The battles were pointless. Yeah, you get coins for doing the battles to buy stuff, but I had too many coins in this game. The battles were pointless. If you Thousand Year Door for life, yes. And this gave you partners, but not in the right way. Partners in the first 2 Paper Mario games, and Super as well, they played a role in the overworld. Like, getting Bombette meant you could blow up cracks in walls and stuff. It was like getting an item in Zelda. The new Paper Mario games, I hope Thousand Year Door Remake sells millions, because it'll show Nintendo that we do want that style of game. So, yeah. This is still a good game, though, for what it is. Paperball Deluxe is a fun game. Okay, the Teddies say which are the best games on here. We'll get to that. I will say what my favourite game is when we get to it. Paperball Deluxe is a Monkey Ball clone. This was at the time when Monkey Ball games were in a long hiatus, so this game coming out, an indie-made game where you have paper balls, you're moving at place just like Monkey Ball, without no multiplayer, sadly. There was multiplayer, as in co-op, but not like party games. but the whole single player Monkey Ball experience was so good in this. Check this one out. This developer deserves your money because he filled a void. He made his own Monkey Ball game and he did a phenomenal job with it. We have got a stream of this up if you want to check it out. Paradoxera was one that we didn't really like very much. Because it was kind of like glitchy on purpose, but there was no like seizure warning for the game, which it kind of needed, so that sort of put us in a sour mood. But I think it was okay, but I don't really remember much about it. I don't think it was all that though. Paranormal Activity. Glenn just randomly gave me a code for this game once, not to review, just said spare code, you have it. I haven't played much of it. It's like a first-person roguelite, I believe, with like primitive graphics, like on purposefully. So I can't really say much about it. Party Treats is a Hungry Baby clone. It's just as bad. It's not as annoying, but it's bad in gameplay. Pathway I reviewed for Switch Up. It was a good roguelite game. We're going through sort of desert setting. I think it was kind of like a strategy. So XCOM you reminded me of earlier. I think it was that sort of game. I can't remember though. It's the problem with having so many games, you don't remember some of them. Penny's Big Breakaway, I reviewed this recently. Very, very good game. Have some issues with it, with the controls, but it's still a very good game. Yeah, the review is up on the... Actually, I'm going to talk now what my big problem with this game was. Actually, I didn't say it in the review because I didn't think it would be fair. The fact that you can jump, throw your yo-yo, and then sort of swing to it to get a bigger jump, and the fact that you can sort of roll on your yo-yo to get a bit further faster is very similar to controls you have in Mario Odyssey. But Mario Odyssey's controls are much more smooth and fluid, and the rolling you can do, keep pressing the button to do it to keep the momentum going. But this game doesn't have that. This game doesn't feel as fluid, and that was my problem with it. But it was a personal problem. If I hadn't played Mario Odyssey, I wouldn't have noticed. And it's hot, and I cannot. It's not fair to compare in a review a game like this to a big budget AAA Nintendo game. It's just not fair. So, yeah, it's a very good game. So you'll enjoy it if you like momentum-based game from the people of Sonic Mania. My review is up if you want to check that out, and a stream of the game as well. Okay, Pepper Grinder is a recent demo that went up for a game that's coming out. Yeah, Odyssey 60 frames per second. It would be though, isn't it? It's 60. It's a high-budget Nintendo in-house game, isn't it? We'll get to Odyssey. So Pepper Grinder. This is a game I thought looked interesting from the... It's a partner showcase. And the demo was up there. I thought I'll try the demo, see if it plays as interesting. It plays very well, but I played the levels that are in the demo, but I feel like I've seen enough. It's one where the demos made me think, okay, I can see how that plays, it's fun. I don't know if I play the whole thing. Picross, I love Picross games. I got those too. I'll probably pick up another one next time they go on sale. You sink hours into these. I just love Picross games. Okay, Pikmin. I had never beaten a Pikmin game before this year. I have now beaten all 4 of these. So, Pikmin 3 was the first one we beat, because that's been out longer on Switch. Co-op, fantastic in co-op. I love the bingo battle. I think this is probably... Yeah, I don't know. If I was to recommend just one, it would depend. I think Pikmin 4 is the best, objectively. But this has the proper co-op and it has bingo battle. If you've got someone to play with, go with Pikmin 3. If you're single player, go with Pikmin 4. But also, if you can get all of them, then these are worth getting as well. I really like these. Oh, God, I've jumped down because I put that between my legs. So yeah, the Pikmin games. I've beaten all the Pikmin games now, thanks to these. And the demo for Pikmin 4. And Pikmin 4, for my game of the year last year, that is second place. Oh, you have Picross 1 to 9 on air. Oh, wow. I haven't gone that far with it. Piku Niku is a... Well, what is Piku Niku? I remember it. I remember kicking in it. You can, like, kick the other person to the side. It's like a puzzle platformer, I think. I can't remember. So this is one I've sold again. I once bought this game off... Do I have it here, actually? I sold the game, but I once bought it off Amazon. Amazon sent me a protractor instead. Do I have that protractor in this room? It might be downstairs. I have kept the protractor in its case for sentimental reasons. But anyway, they gave me the game anyway, but I sold. It wasn't bad. It was a good game, but I just knew I wasn't going to play it much, and so I thought I'd just sell it. This is pretty fun. This shadow dropped at the partner showcase, but I just tried the demo instead. Yeah, you just play. It's not solitaire. It's a different kind of solitaire that we all know. But it is addictive. You have to play it well to get your horse to go faster. It actually works really well. I quite like it. Pocket Mini Golf. It's Mini Golf in your pocket. There's my review. Poi Explorer Edition. Boom. This is really good. 3D platformer, kind of like Mario Sunshine. You haven't got the water pack, but it kind of reminds me of Mario Sunshine without a water pack, really. Honestly, that's a really good 3D collectathon. It's one where you get your thing, then you're out of the level and you have to go back in. There's quite a lot doing there. Yeah, they gave me a protractor instead of a game. Yes. Okay, so now we're going to get into some things here. So, Pokemon Legends Arceus. I got the Steelbook with that. We're getting another Legends game, aren't we, soon? Next year. Soon. So, yeah, this is a really fun game. Pokemon game. You're throwing Pokeballs at Pokemon in the wild, and it's kind of like what people want the actual Pokemon games to be like, and it would be fun if they did that, but it was a step in the right direction for Pokemon, and I look forward to what the next Legends game's going to be. Pokemon Quest, this was free to play. I played it for a little bit, just wasn't into it. Okay, I'm just going to cause some controversy, I think, because I'm going to talk about Pokemon games, and Pokemon fans hate Pokemon games, don't they? Pokemon Shield, I really like this one because of the setting. Because I'm from England and this is based on England. So, and because I've skipped some generations of Pokemon, the fact that it's just the same sort of thing again didn't really bother me. But I love the Pokemon designs. I love the Wilds area. But yeah, I did actually fill out the Pokédex on this one. Not the DLC, but for the base game, I did get all 400 on there. Pokemon Shining Pearl, I got that because Sophie wanted it. She can't get past the Lucario fight. I got a bit further. I was actually recording this game, and about half an hour of footage is me stationary because I fell asleep playing it. I don't know what that says about it. Pokemon TV, I like watching the Indigo League episodes on there, like the original series. Brilliant. Pokemon fans hate Pokemon games. It's like Star Wars. Star Wars fans hate Star Wars. I'll just wait till I get to my opinion on the Sonic games coming up. My God. I'm a huge Sonic fan. I'm a controversial huge Sonic fan because I tend to like Sonic games. So my controversial opinions on Sonic will come up later. Pokemon Unite is a free-to-play. It has gacha mechanics, does it? Or microtransactions things. It's fine for what it is. I don't play it much, though. Obviously, it's archived, so I don't play it now. Pokemon Violet. This is where we're going to get really, really controversial. I like this game. I think a lot of people say the same thing, that they enjoy the game, but the performance is bad, which, yes, it is, but it didn't stop me enjoying it. I did really like it. Hopefully, the fact that we're not getting a proper Pokemon game this year, the next Legends is next year, so we'll see an improvement on the next one if they take more time. But I understand Pokemon isn't just the games, it's a whole they got to release games in time for all the merchandise and the anime, and everything's got to come out coinciding. So that's why these games come out in that state. So it's a shame. So Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. You might have noticed it's in Japanese. It's probably why it's put at the end here, because it's not alphabetical. All in Japanese. Why do I have that? Because I've been wanting to get Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee for a while, but I didn't want to spend full price on it, and they've kept their value all these years. It's still, for even second hand, you're spending over 30 quid. Me and Sophie went to Japan for a holiday last year. They sell Pokemon games, they sell pre-owned games at pre-owned prices over there. A lot of that doesn't happen much here. Even like N64 and stuff games were sold really cheap over there. So yeah, I got Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee for 30 quid equivalent, when I wouldn't even get one of them for that much here. And they do play in English. I did look that up. You played Scarlet's main story, version 1, without any updates, and it only crashed twice. That's not bad, actually. This is Texas Hold'em Poker. You know what you're getting. Polyroll is a Sonic-like game. It's more like the 8-bit Sonic games. It's really good. I like this one. I reviewed it for Switch Up. Pool Panic is a fun game. It's basically you play as the white ball, and you got to pot all the other balls in an area, but it's not on a pool table. It's like out in the streets, on a football pitch, or in the woods, and all sorts of places. It's really, really fun, this one. I like this one. Popslinger. I know I've played this one on stream, I think. I don't remember it, though, sadly. Portal 2. Phenomenal games. I haven't actually played these on Switch yet. I've bought them when the computer, because I have to have them again on the Switch. But I will play through them at some point. These are phenomenal first-person puzzle games. Another Knights game. Poker better than Balatro. What's Balatro? You should have said poker. I hardly know her. So Project Knight is, I believe, a top-down one where you're collecting things. Don't quote me on that. So Promenade is a demo. It's a 2D collectathon. I really liked this demo. I've put in for a review code. They haven't granted me one yet, but they haven't denied me either. So I will still review it, even though it's been out for a while, if I get a code. On to my second water bottle now. Why have I changed my name? Hello, Sega Dan. How are you? It's been a while. See, the thing is, the Save Dex name wasn't really relevant to us anymore because of the Dex was after Declan, who was with us at first, and for a while we just thought Game It Up might tell people more what we're about. That's why we sort of did a rebrand at the beginning of the year and had Jeffrey join us, but then Jeffrey had to leave after a little while. But that's why the name change happened. We just wanted to try something different. We had a long hiatus last year as well, so we wanted to have a new, fresh start, basically. So this one is called Pew Pew Molcar Let's Molcar Party. This is another, as you can tell from text, Japanese exclusive, I think. It's basic. I think there is a version of it on the eShop, maybe in America, maybe not here, that doesn't have all of the mini games on. One of them being a Rocket League clone, but it's a cute little fun game. Again, it was really cheap in Japan. Thank you, Sega Dan. Yeah, we did do a long 2023. We hardly uploaded anything, but the last few months we've been uploading regularly. So yeah, just have a look back and check it out. We've been reviewing again. I've got a few rank videos in the works as well, but they're long commitment to do them. Pumpkin Jack is a really fun game, kind of like a medieval style game, sort of PS1 linear platformer style game. Really, really good. Recommend that. Puyo Puyo Tetris. I thought I had physical, but I don't. This one, I like Tetris, but I don't really like Puyo Puyo. So I like half of this game. I could say that. Puzzlebook. This was another free game that came with Cubic. Yes. I don't think I played it though. It was free. You had to like download all of them as a chain to get all of them. You miss our Let's Plays with commentary. We have been streaming again lately though. So we are leaving our streams up now. So yeah, we're glad that we've managed to you enjoy watching them though. But we've Sophie's been streaming Stardew Valley on her own a lot, and she's really good streaming on her own. So yeah, check them out if you like Stardew Valley. But we are going to do some more Mario Kart at some point and do other streams of games. So those streams will continue, or the Let's Plays. Queenie Army. This was a 2D shooting game. A 2D shooting game, I think. Tetris 99 and Tetris Effect are your favourite Tetris games Switch. Yeah, I'll get to them in a bit. So I don't remember Queenie Army, sorry. I do, but I don't. It's on the edge of my mind. Rabby Ribby was a Metroidvania with bullet hell bosses. I reviewed this one for Switch. It was one of the earlier ones I reviewed for Switch Up. You like the Crash Bandicoot ones? Yeah. Thank you so much for the support. It really does mean a lot. I've done all the Crash games, haven't we, on stream? That ones are on Switch anyway. Hopefully I'll do a Crash 5 and then we can do them. But I do want to play more platformers on stream anyway. So Rad was a game that I got to attention because it was on one of the 2019 infographics of what's coming out on Switch, and it looked like a game where you got body parts and could change your abilities. I thought, this looks really good. I bought it and I didn't really get into it. I don't know why. Yeah, Rabby Ribby's fun. Rabby Ribby is fun. I enjoyed the Banjo Let's Play. I might try and play Banjo in one sitting. I've never done that before. It'll be a long stream. So yeah, Rad wasn't really for me, but I couldn't really say it's a bad game. It's just not Rad. Radio Squid, Sophie's got more to say on that. It's on Sophie's Switch as well, but we'll get to that. Ranger Dog was a shmup, I believe. And it was basic, but fine. Oh, what's the new game by Rabby Ribby devs? Rayman Legends, amazing game. Sorry, I have to say that loudly because Rayman Legends is one of the best 2D platformers, isn't it? We all love Rayman Legends. Again, like the other escape room games I mentioned, brilliant puzzles, not very good controls. You can get used to those controls, but they're not very good. Wrecked is another... sorry, I'm hiccuping now. It's another one of them free games from Cubic, I believe. It's the problem with talking for 2.5 hours. It really takes it out of you. I've never played it, though. Resident Evil 4 is one of my favourite games of all time. I love this game. This version's pretty good as well. I have the GameCube version and the Wii version. I have the Switch version. I haven't played the remake, though. I do want to play it, but I haven't played it yet. Retimed is a Smash Brothers style game where... I can't remember how it played, but it was very content light for the price. That's all I remember. It played alright. It was fun to play, but for the price, it was a rip-off. So this is 4 classic games. I only played one game on here, Sly Spy, because Glenn recommended this to me because it's very James Bond influenced, and it's Tevi's the name. Okay, yeah, Sly Spy was really good. Very sort of arcade shooter, James Bond influence wears on its sleeve. Rift Raccoon I reviewed, but don't really remember. I think the controls were a bit iffy, but check out my review for that. Ring Fit Adventure. I said I brought props, didn't I? So there's the game. It came in this box, which came with this ring, which is really... Do you know, Ring Fit is one of them games where you'll play it, and it's good for you to do it, but you don't really. I never really felt like I got a proper workout from it. This one I did. This, even just squeezing that to accept things on the menu takes it out of you, and there's like a dance mode on it as well and things like that. Yeah, Ring Fit Adventure's really good. Okay, Ring Racer looked interesting, and I thought I'll try the demo, and the demo put me off buying it because you have to go through rings. It's like a Star Fox style flying, but it's so fast and difficult to control. It's really frustrating. Rising Heck, I'm going to call it because I want to keep it family friendly. Rising Heck is a hell of a good game. It's a roguelike where you're like vertical jumping, but it's something about the momentum, about the uppercut, like the swing upwards you do, that feels so satisfying. Highly recommend that one. Road 96 is a demo I've not played. I remember the game being in an indie world. I've not tried this, so... Road Redemption is a roguelite road rash style game. Now this game, it's got its faults. It's kind of janky, is a word people like to use, and glitchy, but it's so fun, so addictive. It's one of my favourite roguelites on the Switch. It's so good. Robonauts is another one of them free games from Cubic. I don't think I've played it. Robotrite I streamed for a bit once. I don't remember it though. Rocket League. So I got the physical because I bought this before it went free to play. I love Rocket League. It's phenomenal. But it's a game I can't really play now because, again, it keeps on getting updates and now the file size is so big it just uses up too much space. Which is a shame because I love this game. Rogue Heroes, when we did our top 10 roguelites, this was number 1. It's a Link to the Past style roguelite game. You can play it online. Sophie's got a copy on her Switch as well, so we can play with each other. Really, really, really fun game, this one. Yeah, Road Redemption is so good. It's a roguelite, but I will say, I'm warning you now, it isn't the most polished game, but it is so addictive. You know, even the faults it has is just part of it, really. Like, you'll clip through things, have some dramatic crashes. It's just part of the mayhem. Okay, Roller Champions, I believe, was a roller skating game, free to play. I don't think I played it much, though. I can't remember. Was it a ball game? Can't remember. But the reason I keep looking there rather than at the camera is because that's where the microphone is. Roots of Pacha is a game that Sophie kickstarted, and it's a this life sim Animal Crossing style game, I think, but with cave people. I've not played this much. She did a Kickstarter that got her 2 codes. That's why I've got one on my Switch. Okay, so Root Me Realm Delivery Co. is a game that has an 8-bit, 3D 8-bit style graphics. It's kind of like if the original Earthbound or Pokemon games were in that 3D style. You're a postman, and you've got to deliver all the letters in a time limit. And the time limits are so tight. I did stream this one and I reviewed it. It's really fun. I liked it. But very difficult. So Rumbo. This is a platformer where the background keeps changing and any platforms the same colour as the background disappear. I've never actually played this on Switch. I played it on Wii U and really enjoyed it. But it's a fun party game, this. Runner 3. It's an auto-runner game from the Bit Trip series. Does this one have Charles Martinet's voice in? Or was that 2? Or was it both? I don't know, but these are fun to just keep on trying again and again and again until you do it. So the Saints Row games, these were Sophie's games. She likes these games. I don't play them much, but they are really stupid. They don't take themselves seriously at all. They're just really fun GTA style games, but the AI is really off, and that's whole part of the fun. Very grown up games though. Salaryman Sheed demo. I don't think I played this, but from what I've looked up, it's just a basic platformer. I might be wrong, but I don't think I played this. Say No More. I remember this being noteworthy when it came out because it was quite a unique setting, but playing it, I thought it was really crap. You're basically auto-running, and you just press a button to get your character to say no. That's all it is. And it's got meme humour, I suppose. It's janky on purpose, which is fine. But, yeah, it just wasn't that fun. Okay, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game. We got this recently, really cheap. Because me and Sophie, I'm not the biggest side-scrolling beat-em-up fan in general. But I am a big fan of them when playing with Sophie. She really likes them. I like playing them in co-op. I don't like playing them on my own. We played this one, and for some reason it didn't really grab us. I mean, it wasn't bad, but we'll try it again. We will definitely try it again, but it's not something we were that keen on, fortunately. Screen Sheet. If people don't know about this game, you gotta try it. It's a great party game. What it is, it's a multiplayer oriented, so I would make sure you got people to play with, although you can play it against AI. I think you can play it online, but if you can, then there's probably not many people playing online. The whole concept is, it's a split screen first person shooter. Everyone's invisible though, so you can't see your opponents. So the only way to know where they are is to look at their screens. So it plays on that whole, what happens in things like GoldenEye, where you'd look at your opponent's screen to see where they are. Yeah, it's like that, but that's the whole point of the game. It's really good. The arenas are very good, color coded, which helps you see whereabouts they're going to be. So, and the items are stupid crazy. Scribblenauts Mecha Pack. This goes really cheap. It has Scribblenauts Unlimited and Scribblenauts DC on it. Again, you're just writing words to make those things appear. So many possibilities. But Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is one of my favourite games of all time. I love the zones, love the single player, love the multiplayer, the competitive multiplayer. My brother and I play it still to this day on the Mega Drive app, which lets you play that online. That's the most we play of the Mega Drive app, is Sonic 2 with my brother online. The competitive multiplayer is so good on this. One of the best multiplayer games we've played. So Mega Drive Classics, this is kind of making, as more games get put on here, it's kind of making this one a bit more redundant, I suppose. But got it physical. But there's still some games on here, not on the Mega Drive app. People have problems with it though because of lag. I've not noticed it myself, but that's just me. Okay, I mentioned earlier about a puzzle platform with a shadow. This is the best one on here of that kind. This got shadow dropped at the Game Awards once, and I bought it and I thought, I'll play it while I'm watching the Game Awards, but that turned into me watching the Game Awards as I play this game, and I did a review of it, and this is a really good game, but no one talks about it because it got shadow dropped in the pre-show of the Game Awards, and people just forgot about it straight away, so there's that. So now we've got the Shantae games. I'll go through them here. This is my favourite one of them. I've got the Day 1 edition, which comes with an art book and soundtrack CD. I love these Shantae games. That's my favourite one. Then Pirate's Curse. Then Seven Sirens. Then Risky's Revenge. I'm not big on the original because they're kind of like, it's not as easy to get through, and not as in a difficulty as in a getting lost, and quality of life features that just aren't there. I'm looking forward to the GBA one though. Shipwreck Escape is one I streamed, and I looked it up earlier to remind myself. You're going through rooms of a ship and I think it's sinking and you've got to get through quick. Seemed alright. Okay, Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. I'll go to that first. Absolutely phenomenal. You got to get this if you haven't already. There's so much content in here, and the games are, it's sort of like Mega Man style games of NES difficulty. It's just so fun. It works really well. Has a good risk reward system with you dropping gems when you die, or you can get rid of checkpoints to get more gems and things like that. It's so good. Shovel Knight Pocket Junction is these are kind of rogue. This sort of like block puzzle game where you have to sort of push directions to destroy things in the grid. And that is a roguelite where you're going down. Very addictive, both of these. I recommend anything Shovel Knight, really. Shikuchi Ninja. Now, I believe this is one where you jump and then throw yourself in the air. I streamed it. I can't remember much about it. Sir Love-A-Lot is a game where it's a Super Meat Boy style game where you got to get to the damsel in the tower with her hair, the Rapunzel hair. That's it. It's a fun little platformer, not too difficult. Sky Children of the Light. Now this is noteworthy. I only downloaded it because they were doing this live concert on here, but apparently it didn't really work, which was a shame. That's all I know about it. Snake Pass was a launch game. You play as a snake and you got to pass things. This is noteworthy because it has awkward controls and they're on purposely awkward. And when you get to hang of them, this game is really fun, I think. It's like when you're wrapping yourself around things and able to climb, it's so satisfying when you actually pull it off. Okay, Sniper Elite 3 and 4. I've got them here. I really like these games. They're very good stealth games with sniper. The sniping is really good with the slow motion. 3 has more smaller areas. This is more open. And 5 is even more open. I've had that on Game Pass. Yeah, just really enjoy these Sniper Elite games. Really good stealth games. Another launch game, Snipperclips. Really good in co-op. Can be a bit frustrating, but really, really good co-op game. Soko Cat Combo, I have no idea what that is. Sudoku with cats, maybe? I don't know. Okay, let's get controversial now, because I'm going to praise some Sonic games. Sonic fans are going to be angry with me for praising Sonic games. Sonic Colors Ultimate, got the one that came with that key ring that they obviously printed for the Sonic movie, but people didn't like them, so like, let's just throw them with this game. So, Sonic Colors was a Wii game. Sniper Elite 4 is on sale at the moment. Get it. It's really good. People complained about this because there was a graphical glitch that sometimes happened. And people saying, worst game ever made because of that. And it's like, really? Like, I know Sonic Colors isn't the best 3D Sonic game, but it's still a fun game. And that glitch has been patched out, by the way. So it doesn't show up now. And this is the best way to play Sonic Colors. Sonic Colors has some bad level design in it at times. Like, you're trying to jump to grab things, but you can't quite go far enough, and you lose your momentum easily. But Sonic Colors is still a fun game. Am I about to praise Sonic Forces? Not as much as the other Sonic games, but here's the thing. I heard this game was really bad. People say it's the worst Sonic game, whatever. So I didn't buy it. I eventually got it when it was really cheap, because I'm such a big Sonic fan. I just have to so I was just reading the chat. You like the original color? Yeah, it's like half the inputs on the controllers unused. The thing is, when I've played Sonic Colors on the Wii, I used the classic controller, which was quite similar to this anyway. So I suppose it's quite similar to me. So Sonic Forces, I played through it, and as I was playing through it, I was like, why do people hate this so much? Just this is fine. You know, it's not brilliant, it's not great, probably not even good, but it's not bad. It wasn't bad at all. It was fine. But then I completely forgot everything about the game. And I was like, okay, I can see why that's bad for the game. The fact that it's underwhelming is a good word for it. It's, you know, it's just okay. And forgettable, which is worse than being bad, I suppose, because at least if a game's bad, you still remember it. But then, I'm going to get really, really controversial now. I played it a second time, and I actually enjoyed it a lot more the second time, and actually remember it, because I've played it twice now. But the reason I really enjoyed it and thought it was really good the second time is, I played it right after I played Sonic Unleashed on the Xbox, and I did not like Sonic Unleashed one bit. So, compared to Sonic Unleashed, I think Sonic Forces is good. But a lot of people love Sonic Unleashed, so that's why it's a controversial opinion. But I've not played the Wii version of Sonic Unleashed. I hear that's better, but I'll have to judge that for myself. So that's that. Okay, so I'm gonna someone, was it you, Jeffrey, who asked me about what I think about Switch 2 release and about the outdated um, Switch games. Right. So, David's given me a question mark there. Is that about me not liking Unleashed? That could be a video in itself. But so Sonic Frontiers. I got this on the Switch. I had to decide between that and the PS4 version, and they were both the same price on the shelf in the shop. I actually bought this one in a shop. Who knew? And I thought I want it on the Switch just because I'm collecting Switch games, not collecting PS4 games. I played it all day. I love Sonic Frontiers. This was my game of the year in 2022. Yes, Mario Party must have been my game of the year 2021. Unleashed for Life. Oh dear. So this is why I stand on the whole Switch's outdated hardware thing. So I played Sonic Frontiers all day on the Switch, on the TV, and it runs really well. Performance-wise, nothing wrong with it, but graphically, there's a lot of pop-in that's noticeable, and I don't usually take much notice of pop-in when it's there, but it was very noticeable for me. And I was thinking, for the same price, I could have bought the PS4 version, which no doubt would have better graphics, you know. But the game still played really well. But I still thought, why did I buy the Switch version? Then it got to evening or night time and I went to bed. What did I do? I went up to the dock, I took the Switch out, took the game upstairs with me to bed and started playing it more in bed. That was the exact moment that I knew I'd made the right choice. So yes, as people go on about the outdated Switch hardware coming back to haunt people now, about the getting behind, as far as I'm concerned, I will take the graphical and performance dips to have the game handheld. So it still is worth it for me to have the Switch keep going. Sonic Mania, amazing game. Brilliant game. Love it. Just old school Sonic style. Okay, here's another thing where I'm like, people have to bitch and moan about any game that comes out now. Sonic Origins is amazing. This is Sonic Origins. I got the Plus expansion as well. I reviewed this for Switch Up, and there were two faults. One was it is overpriced, but you can get the Sonic Origins Plus physical for like 30 quid, which has the 12 Game Gear games. I think that's a fair price for it, because I think these are the best versions of those classic games. There are some songs missing in Sonic 3 because of the Michael Jackson license, I suppose. Like, I think this gives more than it takes away. I think this Sonic Origins is really good, but people have to find things to moan about in any release. Like a Sonic Superstars. Sonic Superstars is fine. I think I reviewed this for Switch. So it's overpriced. Definitely overpriced. See it on sale. It's a good Sonic game. Good 2D Sonic game. And this is a code I got from Switch Up, which came with the art book, which was nice to look at. South Park Stick of Truth. Me and Sophie are huge South Park fans. We're actually doing a rewatch of it. Now we're up to season 20 now. We started from the beginning again. And I've got the DVDs up to season 25 now. Love South Park. One of my all-time favourite TV shows. This RPG is amazing. And Fractured But Whole is amazing as well. I'm really looking forward to Snow Day. That's this month. Yeah, this is a really fun RPG, really funny humour. Love it. Space Pioneer is a game that was one of those free games with Cubic. I only started playing it recently, and it's really good. You have like these levels, you've got to do a few tasks in them, and there's like challenges to do it in a certain time limit, take less damage, those sorts of things to get extra points. Yeah, really, really good. Spearmaster is a game I reviewed recently. It's a fun little title. You're just shooting spears up, kind of like Pang Adventures it is. Spectrum is a 2D platformer. It's a decent one. I'm going to try and speed through some of these games now because time's getting on. Speed Limit is a game I reviewed for Switch Up in one of them. It's kind of like you play Like you're on foot in some, you're on a train roof on some, you're top down in a car in some levels. It very much changes what's going on. So that's quite interesting. Splat the Fruit is awful. It's like an Angry Birds clone. We have to splat the fruit. But I found out that you have to set up your contraptions before pressing start to make them work. But if you set up your contraptions on top of the orange and then start it, it just splats straight away. So you can cheese your way through that game. Splatoon 2, Splatoon 3. I just went back to there. They're really good games. I don't play Splatoon much. I'm not very good at Splatoon, but I enjoy the single player more than the online. So there is that. SpongeBob The Cosmic Shake. Sophie's played through all of this. I haven't. It's a fun throwback to the 3D platformer. Battle for Bikini Bottom-esque, I suppose. But we'll get to that when we get to Sophie Switch. So Krusty Cook-Off. I got given a code of this to do a review for Switch Up. I don't think that review ever happened. So this, I was bracing myself for the worst because this is like mobile port. It was like 20 something quid as well. Massively overpriced there, but I think it's cheaper now. But if you can get it on sale, if this was like a £5, then I would recommend it. It actually plays really well. It's one of them order up style, overcooked style. People come, you have to make certain burgers. You have to like cook the burgers, get all the salad ready, get all the other things ready in a time goes on. You can't burn them and stuff. Get everything in a time limit, and customers get impatient. It's one of them games. It's actually really good, this is. If you get it for around the £5 mark, it's worth getting. Sports Story, sequel to Golf Story. I didn't really enjoy this one. I didn't play it much, but I don't know what it was. It was like kind of like very vague in what you were meant to be doing a lot of the time. I should probably go back to it, but I didn't enjoy what I played of it. Spyro Trilogy. Spyro, kind of like this Crash Trilogy. Remake those Spyro games. Do it. They did it. Bring us Spyro 4. Spyro games are awesome. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. I got this because it was an N64 game on the eShop, and I wanted to have an N64 collection on here. I don't enjoy this much as I did back in the day. I didn't own it back in the day, but I played it at a friend's. It was kind of... I know people like this, but it was kind of this meh. Stardew Valley, that is a farming sim. Farming sims aren't for me, but I know this is the best of the best with farming sims. Sophie really likes it, so that is Sophie's choice. Starlink. So I've not actually played this. I got it because, like with a lot of Ubisoft games, I'm guessing this didn't sell very well. It's like a Toys to Life thing. But I did get it because it went really, really cheap. And it came with... This is fallen off. How does that go back on? That's fallen off, but you get the idea. Came with an R-Wing, and the R-Wing's cool. It was like 18 quid for that of the game. How does that attach back on? Oh, like that. There we go. Look at that. Worth getting it for that. Just to have that on the shelf. Okay, let's carry on. Stitchy and Tookie Trouble. This is a Donkey Kong Country clone, which it's like Cars A and the Wild Mask. That's a really, really good Donkey Kong Country clone. The Caveman one, that's a good Donkey Kong Country clone. This is a very slow and basic one. Street Fighter. You got Street Fighter games on there. Street Fighter games are good. Streets of Rage 4, brilliant comeback for the series. Chef Uwu very kindly bought this for us and sent it to us. So if you're watching, Chef Uwu, we are still very, very grateful for this. Again, another side-scrolling beat-em-up that we enjoy playing through together. Streets of Rage, another side-scrolling beat-em-up, which is a very fun one because you have like 4 levels to choose from, and if you choose, say, level A, and then you do level 1 of that, and then level B, you have level 2 of that. But if you choose level B first, you have level 1 of stage B, which is different. And then you'll do stage 2 of level A, sort of thing. It's like that, so you have different outcomes each depending what order you play them in, which is really good. Strikey Sisters is like Arkanoid, really. Very, very good game. Kill everyone on screen. Summertime Madness is a first-person escape room style puzzles. Again, pretty good. Sun Wukong vs. Robot is a Metroidvania, a very basic Metroidvania, but a Metroidvania nonetheless. I beat it in a few hours, but it was a decent time. Sunblaze, I believe, is a Twitch platformer. That's pretty much all I can remember of it. Super Animal Royale is a top-down Fortnite-style game. This is actually really good. It's free to play. I might have to go to the toilet again in a second. Super Bear Adventure, I reviewed that recently. If you're still watching Sega Dan, this is kind of like Banjo-Kazooie. Maybe I should stream this one, but it's started off as a phone game, I believe, and it's more basic, but it's a cheap and cheerful, very charming game. Super Bomberman R, classic Bomberman gameplay, really. Okay, so next one I'm going to talk about is not on my Switch, so I've not played it yet. It's Super Mash, which is a Japanese game I got in Japan. Apparently it's something that mixes genres as you play it. It's like loads of different genres. So Super Cable Boy is a really good 2D platformer where you have a cable where you can attach the swing to things. Me and Sophie loved this game, absolutely loved it. Okay, I'm just going to do another toilet break. I'll be back in a second. It's all that water I'm drinking. Okay, I'm back. So Super Crate Box, I need to talk about this. Super Crate Box is one of the most addictive games I've ever played. It's one that many people might not have noticed. I don't think it's available on the eShop anymore. But of all the games that get taken off the eShop, why this one? This one is really, really good. You have to collect... I've done a review of it if you want to see more, but you're collecting crates and avoiding enemies. And it's not about killing enemies. You want to kill them because they'll get in your way otherwise, but it's about how many crates you collect. And every time you collect a crate, your gun changes. So the gameplay changes up all the time. It's really addictive. Super Destronaut DX. I don't remember this one at all. Looks like a shooter. Super Kiwi 64 is a throwback to Banjo-Kazooie, really. It's a very, very easy, very short, like hour-long 3D platformer, but very cheap, very charming. Super Magbot demo. We did the demo of this. We didn't actually get the full game, but it seemed fun. It's like a puzzle, like a Twitch platform, I suppose, with magnets gameplay. Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Now, people complain. It's another one people complain about. It's free 3D Mario games in the collection. Yeah, it's a shame that they don't sell it anymore. I agree with that, but the games are good. The games are still really good. I mean, Sunshine I'm not as keen on, but I still enjoy it. But this is a brilliant purchase. I got the Steelbook with this one. 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Mario 3D World is one of the best linear 3D platformers going, and Bowser's Fury is a great sandbox platform. I wonder if the next sandbox Mario game is going to take after that, but I'm annoyed that this got taken off because this was a lot of fun. I played a lot of this. I sort of stopped after a few months because I thought I need to get used to not being able to play it, but yeah, Mario 35 was such a good game. Mario Wonder. can I be controversial? I do think this is a really, really good game. I had a lot of fun with it. But what gets me is people are all saying this is like a breath of fresh air after the new Super Mario Brothers game. I'm not saying this is a bad game. I think I agree it's a phenomenal game. But I thought the new Super Mario Brothers games were just as good. But, you know, and I'm like, I really like the new Super Mario Brothers games. And people are like, oh, but Mario Wonder is so much better. And I'm like, is it though? It's still very good. But so's New Super Mario Brothers U. Still didn't own New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. Just because I have it on the Wii U. But, yeah. Like, I just didn't see... I know this had more creativity in it, I suppose. But gameplay-wise, I just didn't really see why this was so much better than New Super Mario Brothers U. I agree it's better than New Super Mario Brothers U. But I don't see how it's Mario Brothers U's crap and this one's like up there really good. They're more like New Super Mario Brothers U is really good. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is better, but New Super Mario Bros. U is still really good. I just don't get why there's so much hate for that. Again, this is another one where I love this game. Now I understand people slate this one off by still going strong. I've had 2 toilet breaks. People slag this one off because of the first one having the gamepad controls, and I agree with that. I agree that when you're playing this touchscreen, it works. It's not as intuitive as the gamepad, but that's not the game's fault. You know, it can't be helped. But I don't make courses myself. I play them. I see so many better courses in Mario Maker 2 than the first one. People complain about the amiibo costumes gone. And people say, oh, that's why they took that away, so this game's rubbish. And I'm like, but this game added so much more than they took away with that. There's so many more things you can do with this game than the first one. This is miles better than the first one. I understand making courses is better in the first one, but playing them and the options you have is this is a much better game. And the Endless Run is better than the 100 Mario Challenge. I like that high score aspect. But speaking of, one of the best games I've ever played, Mario Odyssey, absolutely phenomenal game. That's my review. Just best game ever. Maybe I'll do a proper video review of it at some point. But that one here. Okay, so this, I liked it when it first came out because it was a step in the right direction for Mario Party. When Mario Party Superstars came out, I started to not like this game. Mainly because my Joy-Cons all got drift, so I couldn't actually play it. So I couldn't use the SOSR buttons. But I've had my Joy-Cons all fixed now, and they all work fine. Sophie really enjoys it. She likes the allies in there, that's why. But yeah, if you can only get one Mario Party, go for Superstars instead. But this is still... the mini-games are fun in this. Mario RPG. I'd never beat a Mario RPG before this version came out. I really enjoyed it. I don't often beat RPGs, but stuff like this and Pokemon and Paper Mario, there's more beginner RPGs, so I can beat them, which is nice. Super Meat Boy. I think it was the first Twitch platformer I ever played. I love Super Meat Boy. This has good momentum to it. The wall kicking is really good. The trail of blood you leave, because when you do a second attempt, your trail of blood shows where you'd been jumping before. And the fact that it shows all your failed attempts when you win is really, really good. Okay, Super Meat Boy Forever. They changed the formula into a roguelite, but also an auto runner, which was interesting. I didn't hate it. Some people slated it, said they ruined the whole franchise. I'm like, the whole franchise of one game. They just did something different for the sequel. If they did the same thing again, people say, oh, it's the same thing again. But yeah, I'm glad we've got 2 Meat Boy games and they're both different. That's quite nice. So yeah, this was alright. It wasn't as good as the first one, but it was still fine. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. We love this one. We love the Monkey Billiards in this one. That's the one we play the most. And obviously the single player is really, really good as well. And we're getting a new Monkey Ball game in June, which is really exciting. Okay, this is an interesting one here. Super Mutant Alien Assault. Total Power. This is a game. I've done a mini review of it. The video is called 3 eShop Mini Reviews. So, how it does itself a disservice, because on the eShop blurb it describes itself as the Citizen Kane of Super Crate Box clones, which Super Crate Box being this game up here. And I think it does itself a real disservice by labelling itself as a clone. Firstly, if you're going to call yourself, say, a Mario Kart clone, then that gives yourself some recognition. People know what kind of game you are, but it also does you a disservice because you're calling yourself a rip-off, basically. And first of all, Super Crate Box I don't think is well known enough as a game in order to make that comparison. People might not know what that game is. But also, this isn't like Super Crate Box. It's so different. It's a really good game. But it's so different. I recommend checking this one out as well, but it's not like Super Crate Box, so I don't know why it's making that comparison. Super Nintendo app has Super Nintendo games on. Super Nintendo games are great. Move on. Super Samurai is a very janky 3D platformer, which I like. It's worth looking into if it's on sale. I quite like it. Super Sean 007 I do not like. I reviewed this game. I got very angry at it, because it's a very slow and rubbish 2D platformer where you get to the 5th level, I think it was, and you can't progress because there's these platforms you have to jump on, and I was trying for ages and you can't jump high enough to get onto one of them. Maybe they've patched it since, but they call themselves 007, nothing to do with Bond, just to get my attention. Rubbish game. Stephen asked me earlier what's the best game on the Switch. In my opinion, this is my favourite game on Switch, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Big Smash fan, big Nintendo fan. Bring back every character, add a load of new ones. The DLC, I think on the whole was great. The characters all played great, but I only got excited for one character, and that was Banjo. Although Sora I did think was a perfect choice for the final one. But then people confuse good fighters with exciting ones. Although Banjo was the most exciting one for me, he's not my favourite fighter. So, whereas Sephiroth I really like as a fighter, but I wasn't excited for him. So, yeah, I really love Smash Bros. I could talk about it all day, but I won't. I'll move on. Super Squidlet, I think had Doom-style perspective at some points. That's the only thing I remember. Moving on. Supermarket Shriek is a very janky meme-style game where you're pushing you're pushing a supermarket trolley through a supermarket, destroying stuff to get points, and there's a screaming goat in it. It's fun. Sushi Striker, this is one of Sophie's games, but I've got the physical there. She really likes it. It works really well. You need to play it with a touch screen for it to work really well. It's on the 3DS as well, and you can get it really cheap now. So, yeah, definitely worth. Very anime style. Tabletop Racing World Tour. I played this on PS4 and got the Platinum Trophy. This is a really good racing game. It's sort of like small cars on workbench surfaces and stuff. And there's a really good challenge mode to it. That's what I like the most. Team Sonic Racing is a really good Mario Kart style game. I really like the Sonic Racing games. I really like it most for the team mechanics good, although it's optional. You have the single player mode, which gives you the missions in it as well. I really like that. This is a godsend. When we get to, if you haven't already, subscribe to us. When we get to 2,000 subscribers, we're going to play Turtles in Time on here as our pizza party. But this game, this collection, I got to play the original NES Turtles game on it. On the stream, I finally beat that game on stream. It's available to watch. Check it out. Tennis in the Face, because why not? It's very simplistic and basic. You're just aiming to shoot a tennis ball to hit things. Everything's in the same place every time you retry a level. It's just trial and error. Very forgettable. Again, another one of those escape rooms, janky controls, not very good frame rate, but the puzzles are really, really good. Tetris 99. I got the physical for this because it included a year? Yeah, a year of Nintendo Switch Online, had the DLC on it. But I had to get it physical because I got too addicted to it. Like, absolutely addicted to that game, that I worried I was spending too much time on it, so I thought I'd better get it physical, that way I'm not spending as much time on it. So you mentioned, yes, Tetris and Tetris Effect were your favourite Tetris games on the Switch. Tetris 99 was my game of the year 2019. I love this game so much, but I can't really play Tetris Effect, so I played it on Game Pass, and it hurt my eyes too much. I got motion sickness from it. So unfortunately I can't play it. Okay. The Adventure Pals is a really good 2D platformer, kind of Rayman style. Sophie likes it more than she reviewed it, actually. It's more Sophie's game than mine, but yeah, she really likes that one. The Atlas Archives, I was given a code for this game to stream it. It was a really weird first-person game. I didn't really like it, unfortunately, but the stream's there if you want to see what I thought of it. Okay, this is where I disagree with the Switch on alphabetizing things, because Binding of Isaac I store under B for binding, but they put them under T for the. So the Binding of Isaac. Now, it's a very popular roguelike game, that, and gameplay-wise I think it's fantastic, but I can't play it much because the graphics and the presentation and the sound effects just kind of make me feel a bit ill. So I don't play it a whole lot. The Experiment Escape Room. This is another escape room. I don't like this one. I couldn't really get into how it controlled. The first tree, I'm going to get through these quickly now. The first tree is a fox game. You're like a fox. Sophie played this, not me. She said it was very good, but she actually was very, very sad, especially the ending. Jackbox Party Pack, it's party games. This was a trial, this was. So we don't actually own it. So now we got our Zeldas. So we got Breath of the Wild. What can we say about Breath of the Wild? So controversially, as much as I enjoyed Breath of the Wild, as much as it ate up my life, when ranking the Zelda games, Breath of the Wild doesn't make my top 5. As much as I loved it, I just like other Zelda games more. But you know, everyone knows what that is. Link's Awakening. Link's Remakening, I call it. Yeah, very good. It's a necessary remake for the game because the Game Boy one hasn't aged all that much because of the whole 2-button system. And like every time you go up to an item, that text box appears saying you can't pick this up without the hook attached, whatever. Skyward Sword HD, another thing that got people bitching. I think it was a very, very good remake. The motion controls are still there. I like the motion controls. I like the stick controls though for the sword as well. I think it's a very, very good remake. So although I said Breath of the Wild isn't in my top 5 Zelda games of all time, Tears of the Kingdom very much is. This was my game of the year last year. It's that and Pikmin 4 were the only 2 games that absorbed me. Like, that's when Tears of the Kingdom came out. We were in Japan a few days after it came out. I played it on the plane. So I didn't, and because Japan, there was a lot going on, I didn't play it much. But after the weeks after Japan, I would wake up, go to work, come home, play Tears of the Kingdom, go to bed. That was my day. And yeah, Tears of the Kingdom just absorbed me. And when that ended, Pikmin 4 came out, that absorbed me. That's why those 2 games sit as my games of the year those years, because that's how I judged when a game can really hook me in, like Sonic Frontiers did the year before, or Tetris 99 did on that year. So yeah. So Lightbringer, this is a game I was really looking forward to. I got a code for it, I think. Either that or bought it, and playing it, I didn't really like it. I can't really see, because you're going along like islands, like isometric solving puzzles, like got a boomerang and stuff. But yeah, it just didn't really grab me, this one. The Messenger is an interesting one because it's kind of like a Ninja Gaiden style platformer game, but then it becomes a Metroidvania. I'm up to the Metroidvania bit. I'm very much enjoying it. Pedestrian I've reviewed on my channel, reviewed it on Switch Up. It's a very unique puzzle platformer that's gone under the radar a bit. I played it on Game Pass first, where you're inside these signs trying to solve puzzles. Really, really good game. The room is a escape room style puzzles, but you've got like a box, like chest, and you've got to try and... It's kind of like a puzzle box, I suppose, game. And Room 2 is more... I haven't played that much into it, but it's more of the same, although you're more going round rooms this time, as the name suggests. The Spy Who Shot Me is a GoldenEye style, got its inspiration there, James Bond parody game. I think it's really fun. I bought this game myself, so it's not an endorsement. Like, I wasn't given the code for it. I just bought it because it was only like £8 or something. It's very silly. Doesn't take itself seriously at all. But yeah, it's very, very fun. The Stretchers is a game which I can't really play. It's a co-op game with awkward controls. Can't really play it because as much as I'm enjoying it, Sophie doesn't like it, so we're not really playing it that much. Talos Principle is a first-person puzzle game. I don't know why, but this one gives me motion sickness, so I haven't played it much. Which is a shame, because first-person games don't normally give me that. The Tourist was a really fun game. It was basically an exploring islands, and you having to kind of fetch questy a bit, but it was really... I think it's from Shinen, who did the Fast RMX. Timber Tennis Versus is basically Pong with less movement. It's not that good, not that interesting. A lot of costumes to unlock. Timberman Versus, though, is really fun. It's like you're cutting down trees and racing to cut down the most or something. Again, it's addictive to try and unlock all of the costumes, and the costumes are all references to something. Tori 3D and Tori 2 are 3D platformers running straight lines. Very cheap games, PS1 style. Very fun, worth picking up. Tormented Souls is a game we were given a code for, and we decided to stream it, not realising there was nudity right off the bat. Sort of Resident Evil, old school, survival horror. Wasn't really my thing, though. Torn Away is a game I've been given a code for to review. The game's been out for a while now. I have played through all this game. I haven't done the review yet. I will do it eventually, but there's been no rush for it 'cause the game had already been out a while when I got the code, but I will get round to that. Total Arcade Racing is a game I reviewed. Pretty good. It's top-down cars, very basic. Let's check on here again. So yeah, I've quite enjoyed that. Trials of Mana is an RPG. Again, I was gifted this one, and I haven't beaten it. I've gotten quite far into it, and I've very much enjoyed what I played of it, but I haven't beaten it. Trials Rising. I like the Trials games. These are just fun, physics-based motorbike games. Like 2D playing. You got to sort of balance yourself right, but it's just fun to make yourself crash and ragdoll. The Trine games I've not put much time into. I played a bit of the first one. They're sort of co-op platformers with the 3 characters having different move sets. I'll play through all of these eventually, though. Turok and Turok 2. These are remasters of the N64 games. They've done a really clever style where they still look like N64 games, but they're not the same. They look like how you remember them looking. Like they've gotten rid of the fog, they've made it run smoother. So you got Twitch, that's the streaming. You can watch people do things like I'm doing now, although this isn't on Twitch. Tiny Tasmanian Tiger is a 3D platformer. I have it on the GameCube. Do I still have it on the GameCube? I might have sold it. I might have sold it because I have it on here. Again, collectible and platformer. I do really like how it plays and stuff, but I do find the camera is zoomed in too much. That's what stops it becoming truly great for me. But other than that, the gameplay is really good. Euphoria the Saga 2. I recently reviewed this. A sequel to Euphoria the Saga on NES. Kind of Metroidvania roguelite mix. Watch my review to find out more about it. It's very charming, a lot of fun. No challenge though. Ultimate Chicken Horse is a fantastic multiplayer game. It's just saying you got to... oh god, what do you even do in this game? You got to like put stuff on the level and then run through it and try and put up traps for your opponent, don't you? It's so good. So much fun. Ultra Mega Extra Party Challenge demo. No idea what that is. Unables is a game that's not out yet. I've not played it yet. Review incoming. Unbound Worlds Apart demo. That was a demo. Obviously, I don't remember it though. I think it was Metroidvania-y. Unbox Newbie's Adventure. This is a 3D platformer collectathon with very weird controls. The controls aren't very good, but you get used to them, and I do enjoy trying to collect stuff in this. Like, this is not a bad one, but it is bad. Undermine is a roguelike game. A very good one. From what I remember. I don't remember it much, though. Undertale, you all know it. It's a Earthbound style RPG. An RPG I've actually beaten. I did enjoy my time with this one. And you have like little WarioWare style micro games when you do attacks on the RPG elements. That's really cool. Unicorn Overlord demo is a Fire Emblem style game. I've played some of the demo. It's really good. I think this is going to be a well-reviewed game. Unravel 2. For proof. Excellent co-op game. Very excellent co-op game. I played Unravel on PS4. Unravel 2 is as a tether mechanic where you're tied together, and swinging mechanics, which I really enjoy. So yeah, check them out. Drop my games. Untitled Goose Game. I think we all know what this is. You play as a goose, got to go around causing mischief, and there's like a list of tasks to do in each area, and it's just really fun, just really goofy. They added a co-op game, which, to be honest, I wasn't that keen on the co-op mode of this. I only like co-op when it's something like Unravel 2, where even if you play it single player, there's still two characters there. But when co-op is just shoehorned in, it doesn't tend to work for me. Wargroove is a Fire Emblem style game, like grid-based strategy. You might have noticed I don't own any of the Fire Emblem games on Switch, even though I do enjoy them. But maybe I'll pick them up one day. But I've got Wargroove in the meantime. This is really, really good. Move your characters along the grid. Each of them have different attack styles. It just works really well. I think there's a create your own story mode as well in this. So WarioWare getting it together is... It's a WarioWare game that's kind of different. It goes back to button controls, and you play as all these different characters over top the micro games. You interact with them that way, and every character controls differently. So it adds more replay value because of that. But then you've got Move It, which is the Wii successor. This is fantastic. Me and Sophie were playing it this morning, actually. It's just, WarioWare is just so good. Just get every WarioWare game. They're so good. Watermelon Party. I can't remember anything about this except the fact that you have to have more than one person to even play it. So there's that. WBSCE Baseball Power Pros. This is really difficult. I bought it because it came out very, very cheap. And there was a lot of look on it because it's like a Japan exclusive franchise usually. But it's very, very difficult to play. West of Loathing. What is West of Loathing? I know it from looking at it. Stick figure, cowboy. It's like crazy. It's one of them crazy weird games, isn't it? What Lies in the Multiverse? I believe it's a 2D platformer, level based. Where you switch. You have a button to switch between universes. The main character looks like Willy Wonka. Did we review this? I think we might have done. Don't remember it though, but I'm sure it's a better Willy Wonka experience than what Glasgow gave us. What the Golf is basically mini golf crossed with WarioWare. It's just, I wasn't into it at first, but as it got on, I enjoyed it more and more. It is just a bonkers mini golf game. You got to try it. Where's Samantha? I don't remember. Where's our... I think we streamed this. I really don't remember it though. Windjammers and Windjammers 2 I'll talk about together. I've reviewed that one. Oh, the first one I reviewed for my channel. The second one before Switch Up. Visually, aesthetically, very, very nice. Gameplay-wise, very basic. It's basically Pong with a facelift. It's not really much to them, but they are fun for what they are. Overpriced. Okay, Wonder Boy Mushroom and Monster World. I reviewed this for Switch Up. This was a fun game. We got the Wonder Boy collection as well, which the original of that is included on here. The physical of this includes the original as well. But yeah, they're Wonder Boy games. I kind of find my favourite Wonder Boy game though. I don't enjoy these as much as this one, Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap. Excellent remake of it. Beautiful hand-drawn visuals. One of my favourite games of all time, this one. Absolutely. If you haven't played this, I am jealous of you getting to work out the game for yourself without knowing where everything is like I do. Okay, Woodle Tree Adventures. I respect it for it being a single developer. But the game, it's very basic and I beat it in an hour. I hear the sequel is better though. Worms WMD, it's Worms. Worms is fun. It's 2D Worms classic. I enjoy this one. Woven looks good from the concept where you get different body parts for your character and that can sort of affect how you play. In practice though, it's awful. I didn't like it one bit. Wrecking Ball Adventure was another free game from Cubic. Don't think I played it. Wrestle Dunk Sports Demo, I don't think I played that either. It looks quite interesting though. WWE 2K Battlegrounds. Now this was one of those games that was plagued with microtransactions. I didn't buy this actually, I got it for Switch Up, gave me a code. The gameplay itself is fun though. It's arcadey nonsense, kind of repetitive, but if you don't care about unlocking everything, you can unlock things through gameplay without buying anything, but it's very slow grind. But if you just, a lot of the wrestlers all play the same, so yeah, it is fun for that. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I enjoy the first one more than the second one. Never beaten them, they're RPGs. I am determined to beat the first one though, but I'm at a point where I'm stuck and I've looked up how to beat a certain boss, and the solutions I'm being told is, oh, you need to have this specific character to have this specific move and have these specific items, and I'm like, this micromanaging just does get to me. Yoku's Island Express is a really good Metroidvania where he plays a dung beetle, he's a postman. It's really fun, I recommend this one. Yono and the Celestial Elephants is a very basic Zelda, top-down Zelda-like game, which it's very basic, doesn't take long to beat, but it's a fun one. Yooka-Laylee, I love Yooka-Laylee. It's a Banjo-Kazooie spiritual successor from the same developers. I really, really enjoy it. So, people slate this game because, not unjustly, I understand why people don't like it. They say things like, it's not Banjo-Kazooie, it's glitchy, the camera, this has issues with glitches and camera and stuff. But this is where I'm getting into Hat in Time, because I like Hat in Time as well, but the faults people have with Yooka-Laylee, I say apply to Hat in Time as well, but everyone goes on about how perfect that game is. That's what I don't get, but both games are great. I prefer Yooka-Laylee because it's more similar to Banjo. But then you get the Donkey Kong Country style game, Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. I haven't actually beaten this game because it's impossible, as it says. One day I will, but I do really, really like it. 3 more reviews to do. Yoshi's Crafted World. I loved Woolly World, so I got this. I beat it over a weekend. I had a pretty enjoyable weekend with it, but I wouldn't play it again. Sophie likes it. YouTube, it's what you're watching now. Zombie Blast Crew. Final game in my collection. Okay, here we go. This is a top-down, you run through the levels killing zombies. It's quite fun. That's that. So that's my games. Now I'm going to rattle through Sophie's games very, very quickly because I've got to get through these quick. Okay, let's go. Get the physicals near me. Okay, she's got the demo for 51 Worldwide Games. I'm bringing that up because it's you can play local multiplayer with someone who doesn't own the game that way, which is pretty cool. A Street Cat's Tale, she says, is pretty good, like a choices game, but it's very sad. A Time Traveller's Guide to Past Delicacies, I reviewed that recently. It is a weird, horrible game. Don't play it. Akka, I can't remember that one. Albert, a wildlife adventure. She basically has reviewed that. She loves it. You run around taking photos. It's a nice, cozy game. Among Us, I've talked about. Animal Crossing, she absolutely loves that. It's her favourite game on the Switch. It's the ultimate Wendy House game. Another Code, the demo. She hasn't played that yet. Art School, spelled Sqool. She said it's weird and you do some scribbling. Asphalt 9 Legends, which is a free-to-play racing game. She did try, but she doesn't care for it very much. Battle Princess Madeline is really good fun. It's like Ghosts and Goblins. Big Brain Academy we've talked about. Bit Orchard Animal Valley is absolute trash, and she's really angry that new additions keep getting added to the eShop. Blazing Beaks, she says it's good. Brawlhalla we've talked about. Bugsnax, first physical for Sophie. There it is. She says this is really good. She played it to completion, but she finds it's a bit weird because it's got a cutesy, like kid-friendly aesthetic, but the story is a bit too deep and doesn't match the aesthetic. But it's really good. It's on purposely that way. C14 Dating, we've reviewed that. It's a dating sim with puzzles, basically. Capcom Arcade 2nd Edition Stadium. She's not played that. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. That one there. She says it's brilliant. Carto. She says it's really good. Scratches her love of maps as well. Very cutesy and very lovely. Cartoon Network Battle Crashers. She's not played very much. Cat and Ghostly Roads. That's a game coming out Wednesday. Review is incoming. Cat Cafe Manager. She says it's alright, but it hasn't gripped her. Chicory. A Colourful Tale. Absolutely fantastic. Unreal. She's reviewed it for Switch Up. Check it out. Clousy, spelt Clouzy. She did not enjoy it. She liked the idea, but it was poorly executed. Colours Live, she said, was very good. Cozy Grove was very good. It was its own idea for Animal Crossing, like did its own thing. She loved the aesthetic. Lots of love was put into it. The Crash Trilogy, we've talked about that. That was her childhood, she says. Crash Team Racing, same as me. We've already talked about. Crunchyroll, we've talked about. Okay, Dadish, the Dadish series, she says just yes. 1, 2 and 3 in daily Dadish. Disney Speedstorm, we talked about. Dojaran, she said it's alright. She likes frogs and black and white games. We've got Clockwork. She hasn't played this one yet. This is one we got in Japan because the physical was a lot cheaper than the English one, and you can hopefully get the idea of what the game is without being able to read it. Okay, she got this one as well, Grim Crayon, which she has played some. It's in Japanese, but there is an English version, but not physical. But this was really cheap as well. She basically wants to watch an English playthrough of it while she plays it, so she can see what's going on. Where were we? Okay, so then we got Doraemon, Story of Seasons. She loves it, but wants to play through it more. She's got a lot to play. She gets a lot of these cozy games that are time sinks. Drawful 2, she says, was alright, but limited. I think you need to have 3 people, and there's only 2 of us. Empire of Sin, I'll mention this now. We would have reviewed this, because when we pre-ordered it, before it came out, I'll move the cursor, but the problem was, because on the Thursday, before the game came out, we noticed no one had reviewed it, so we said, what if, when it comes, we just plough through it over the weekend and get a review up by Monday? We could be among the first. But the game didn't arrive to us until the following Thursday for some reason, so we couldn't have done that. And then reviews were coming out around that time, so I'm like, man, our video would have done well if we had done that. Escape from Life Inc. Good and charming, very engaging, made by a teenager at the time. Fall Guys, same as me. Farming Sim, Nintendo Switch Edition, she really likes. She can drive tractors. Fate of the Pharaoh, she said it's alright, it's mobile game-esque. Fatum Betula, she just said really weird. Final Fantasy VII, she likes what she's played. Fingun, I'm glad we've not got a Switch because this is good but rude. It's a shmup, I believe. Fishing Paradiso, she has streamed this one. She says it's excellent. FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's, she says it's scary and she has no idea how she managed to pass the first level without knowing about the camera controls. Game Builder Garage. She likes it and the fact that you can play other people's games. Garden Story, very good. She played it on Game Pass first but needed it in handheld. Gato Roboto, Monochrome Metroidvania, she really likes it. Ghoul Boy, she says is good, whatever Ghoul Boy is. Go Vacation, I've talked about that, she says it's great. I was about to reach for the physical then. Golf with your friends, same as me. Hidden Folks, Hidden Paws, Hidden Through Time, they're like hidden things games. She says they're all really good, really fun, but you got to leave a long time before coming back to it because you're going to remember everything is. Hot Shot Racing, we played on Game Pass. She wanted it on the Switch, so we got that. Really great racing game. Instant Farm, she said it's so rubbish in my humble opinion. Okay. Island Saver by NatWest. It's a fun cleaning game that's free apparently. Don't know that one. Just Dance, she says is fun. Karen's Crypt, we've reviewed that one. That's a really good Game Boy Color style game. Kind of like Zelda-esque as well. Really good game. Kirby's Return to Dreamland. We reviewed it for Switch Up. I mentioned it earlier. Very, very fun game. Good remake. We obviously didn't pay. I don't know if I bought it. Actually, I didn't own it physical, did I? Labyrinth City, really fun game, sort of picture book style mazes. Lego Worlds, she doesn't care for that one. It's difficult controls, but she thinks the idea is good. Let's Build a Zoo, very good, excellent in fact. Dinosaur and Aquarium DLC. Let's Get Fit, we talked about. Littlewood, effing fantastic, the absolute best game, she says. Okay. Live a Life demo, she's not played. Luna's Fishing Garden, she says is excellent. Make Me Burger. Good, basic, dressed up style high score. Oh, order up style. Can't read my writing. Mega Aquarium. Good upgrade game. That's what she said. Micetopia. Alright, not terrible. Mina and Michi. It's alright. Minecraft, great, I like the building. Monopoly we talked about. Monster Harvest, bitterly disappointed at launch, but has not played it since, so it might be better now. Moonlighter, very different, very good. Normal mode is hard mode. My Time at Portia, seems good. She hasn't put much time into it. Mysteries Under Lake Ophelia, weird. Nino Kuni, she really likes it, but she wishes she could mute it because she hates Mr. Drippy's voice. Yeah, I've gone through those. Nonogram Prophecy, bit like Picross, disappointing. Sorry. Obai Kadairo was something that was a free trial, and it was a multiplayer only game where you could play online, and it was like kind of like the Luigi's Mansion game on Nintendo Land, where it's like tag basically, or stuck in the mud. Okinawa Rush is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, which was pretty good. We both enjoyed that one. Okay, Tokyo Olympic Games. We like that one. We made Tom Hanks in it. We like playing in the Sonic costume. It's just Olympic Games. Ooblets. Just the best. Oh my Jesus, it's so good. Paratopic. Weird. Part-Time UFO. So good. Pokemon Scarlet. Yeah, she's got that one. So we got Pokemon Scarlet and Let's Go Eevee, the Japanese one, so that they're generations where we own both versions of the game. We like playing them together. Potion Party. I got that one for her. I haven't played it myself. Yeah, it's all right. Oh no, Oh no, Potion Party. She says, yeah, it's all right. Potion Permit. She says, yeah. Radio Squid. She absolutely loves. Ring Fit Adventure. We talked about Rocket League, Rogue Heroes, Road of Champions, Roots of Pacha. Saga of the Moon Priestess. We reviewed recently. It was a Zelda-like game, quite simple. Okay, Saints Row 3 and 4 we talked about. Sakuna of Rise and Ruin. She wants to play that one more, but she hasn't had the time to. Sega Ages Phantasy Star again. She wants to spend more time on that. Silence. We played that as a stream. Small Talk and Walk. She's put. Silt demo. Seems like a very good game. She says. Songbird Symphony. That was one where you go through and there's an owl that sings to you and you got to do the music. It was fine, that one. It was all right. Spellbreak. Never played. Spirit Tea demo, very good. Splatoon 2 and 3, she really likes a single player on those. SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom and Cosmic Shake, she really likes those. We reviewed Bikini Bottom first. SpongeBob had its issues, but still very fun. Spooky Chase, or Spooks Chase, quite good. She loves the Spyro ones. Stardew Valley, one of her favourite games. She keeps streaming that, doesn't she? Sadokat's quite good. Summer in Mara, she really liked. She has reviewed that one. Summer Pause, she really liked that one. She's reviewed that. Super Animal Royale, we enjoy that together. I should probably point out Snack World. I know that one's in English as well, but again, very, very cheap that was in Japan. Super Meat Ball, not Meat Boy, Super Meat Boy, Super Meat Ball, which was like a very cheap Rocket League clone. Rubbish, she says. Surgeon Simulator, impossible controls, but that's the point. Sushi Striker, Tamiku was that balloon popping one that I know Ghosty likes. That was a fun little game. Tesla Grad, she's not enjoyed. The Longing, she didn't really like that one. The Rainsdown players didn't like it. World at Heart. Physical. Yeah, she enjoys that one. She wants to beat that one. Thunderpaw, which is G.I. Joe-esque, apparently. Timothy and the Mysterious Forest. She's not played enough. Toem, she really, really likes. We have streamed that one. Tomb Raider Trilogy, she's enjoying playing through those. Tribal Pass, Run and Dodge. That's all she says. Turnip Boy, good but frustrating. Didn't meet the hype. She was hyped for it, but she didn't enjoy it as much as she thought she would. 2 Point Campus, she has that version of it. She really loves that one. Nearly there. Under Dungeon, I think we talked about that. She has Under Dungeon as well. Valentina, don't know what that is. Webbed, we really liked Webbed. That's reviewed on the channel. When the Past was around was a point and click style game that she really likes, really emotional story. Whipsy is the Kirby clone, Kirby style game. Really fun, enjoyable little platformer. World's End Club, she wishes she could have that time back. We reviewed that for Switch Up. The first hour was really good, but it got pretty crap after that. And then finally, Yoko Watch 4, which she's not played. We also got Yoko Watch that didn't have a case with it in Japan because they're Japan exclusive. She really loves Yoko Watch. And I've just reviewed every single Switch game we own. Oh my god. Thank you so much for people that have stuck with me. If you're interested in our most played games, that's Smash Bros, Mario Kart, N64 games, Clubhouse, obviously very Nintendo oriented. Stardew Valley I've very rarely played, but Sophie played it on my Switch before she had her own, so gives you an idea of what games I play, what games I've gotten into. So yeah, so that was my Switch library after 7 years. More are to come, hopefully. So thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you. We're going to stream. I might do a stream on Tuesday Thank you so much, Flower. Thank you for sticking with me. My throat is really hurting, so I'm gonna go have something to eat, have another drink, and go to bed. I won't stream tomorrow. I've got some reviews to work on, but Tuesday I'll stream something. I'll just see what's in my backlog. And Sophie's back Thursday, so she'll probably stream Stardew Valley on Friday this week. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone. It's been awesome. I'll see you on Tuesday.